We'll be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Brendan's at the big desk.
Hey guys, yeah, welcome back. 2 o'clock on a Monday afternoon here. That's turning into a very positive one once again for the market overall, being led by tech again this afternoon. Here's a few things of note here as we get going. 1.7% right now for Intel, trying to make it 5 days in a row. 44.60 was that last high throughout the midday, being tested right now. 1.7% looks pretty good. Notably though, all of these, you'll see a theme down here. A little bit light on the volume as we were expecting right across the board, but we're kind of just floating higher for stocks in general. This one, however, not so much. Did have decent volume early on this morning. We're back to basically an average as far as relatively speaking is concerned. 4.7% for Boeing today on an upgrade, coming off a huge week last week, if you remember, following that air show in Dubai. That is how the S&P 500 is looking this afternoon. Bit of a mixed board. I mean, mostly positive, obviously. There's Boeing down there, 4.5% back upside, but decent amount of flat to slightly lower areas to be aware of, including Tesla, as we said, just a slightly negative kind of session for Tesla right now. All of these, though, the industrial manufacturing group, DE, Caterpillar, downside today. There are a few offsetting, but notably weak at this point this afternoon. So is Procter & Gamble, down 0.7%. Wells Fargo here down 0.5%. So there are certain areas, energy stocks showing, certain areas anyways, showing a little bit of weakness this afternoon. But all is well because, yeah, watch out for Microsoft, 2.25% to the upside on this, it would appear anyways. Sam Altman news today. If you missed it, we'll get into that in a second. Meta, Oracle, Adobe, CRM, Netflix, to name a few. Yeah, Netflix, nice day as well, 2% to the upside. There's Broadcom, Nvidia, and Apple also all 1+%. Across the board, dollar downside, yields are kind of flat, not really doing anything. We are going to get the minutes from the latest Fed meeting coming up tomorrow afternoon at this time, so that'll give us a little more detail into how things went at the last Fed meeting. But overall, the market still very, very happy following that inflation print if you go back to last week. So let's get into a few things we were discussing. Obviously, Microsoft was top of mind across the board. If you're with us in the pre-market this morning, coming off this news on OpenAI, with Sam Altman coming through as now an employee of Microsoft, along with the former OpenAI board chair. Also moving over to Microsoft as they continue to do something, the result of which remains to be seen, but the former head of Twitch now running OpenAI. So nice day, guys, for Microsoft.
Yes, sir. Twitch, owned by Amazon, which I guess most people knew that, but not everybody. And it's a good day for the markets. It's a good day for Microsoft as well, as my chart's just loading up here. Sometimes I had a plan for Microsoft on the dip buy, but it made the dip in the pre-market when that's not when I'm looking to engage. It was right before the open. You just get right into it. You held 367. When that news dropped on Friday, obviously all you know what is breaking loose in the market because the markets weren't doing anything. Like Microsoft had a 30 to 50 cent range or something for like the 30 minutes before the news hit, and when it did, you saw the big drop down. It was like $5 change, and bounced off 367. That was the support level we looked at right away, and we're able to grab one long. Both of us were in the long, and you retested that not at the open, unfortunately, but right in here at about 9 o'clock, it dipped down into 367. Could have maybe looked a little more aggressively into longs, but I just moved on to something else. We'll get to some of the other longs that were pretty decent and other trades that were obviously pretty decent this morning if you were long. But yeah, should have been in this one at 67. Had a chance to grab a higher low and trend up for Microsoft. They're winning at this particular moment. A lot of things can change when we get the Nvidia. But Microsoft continues to find bids over and over and over again. Ultimately, there's a lot that still has to settle out. Is the board going to survive this one for C3AI? And as that news will probably matriculate in, you got to keep your ear to the ground when you're looking at this name. Try to get rid of this wick here. I had one short. That was my only trade off of this high. Scalped some out for a win, then ended up getting stopped out. But this previous top and this consolidation is about 376.80 or so. If it holds above there, I think this can go hunting for the tops, but just don't expect. I mean, this market's been consolidating off this top. So if you end up inside of the top of this range, it's still a good dollar bottom to top in this afternoon range.
So last week, Tuesday, I called live on the show, on the recap show, Microsoft. That was because Chris Brecher was there on Wednesday. That Microsoft was the best long in the space, and now you're up, I don't know, $7 or $8, 370. I mean, I think it was near this 360 breaking through right there. So nice move up. I mean, no surprise to me at all. The thing that's going to be surprising is that the Sam Altman is not done to Microsoft yet. So I'm hearing that in my ear. So could go somewhere else. We'll figure out what's exactly going on with that deal. But I mean, Microsoft just continues to make moves right now. So we'll just wait. There's a nice little bump up there. We'll wait to hear more about that. I'm sure Brendan will have that story soon. So it's also possible. I'm just seeing now that he returns as OpenAI CEO. So there's still some stuff going on about all of that. We are short Fisker right now as well. Kaboom! This one going down to the downside here as they lose again another member of their board in the accounting side. So see you later for Fisker, as we'll just continue to cover this stock as it goes. We had to pay for shorts and we had to wait. I chased this thing all the way down before eventually getting it. So Fisker right now, we'll spin it one more time as we go. And in the easiest trade today, period, I think anyways, I don't know, there's always easier trades. Nvidia breaking 5 bills. I mean, right now we're $2 in the money. Again, just another one. Oh, this was a pretty, this trade here. Do we have Boeing on there? No, we do not. Boeing today in at $11.50, out right there at $18. Jeez. So that was a good one. As it's bouncing off 217 right now. So we've got the big ones on here. But, oh, we also got a Roblox short on. We did get stopped out there, but look where Roblox is going right now. Anyways, so much to cover in so little time. I'm here all day.
All right, so it's The Verge that is reporting this. Again, he's actually not going back to OpenAI yet, but they are apparently still having discussions between the two sides. So the report essentially saying he and co-founder Greg Brockman are still open to returning to OpenAI,
Really?
but there's no deal that I can see anyways that has been done. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on this. The plot thickens and continues anyways for what is turning into quite the soap opera here for Microsoft and OpenAI and ChatGPT. Craziness. Tesla. I was just talking to Randy, actually, who was showing me a video of the Cybertruck and its four-wheel steering.
Ooh.
And it has the ability to do something called a crab walk.
Like the Hummer.
Where it actually goes essentially sideways, so you can parallel park almost on a direct access, which is crazy. But apparently that's not going to be available in the initial rollout and the initial deliveries that they do, but it's going to come at some point. But anyway. Number of analyst moves this morning on Tesla. I mean, there wasn't much really, but nice look overall.
Yeah, there was a lot of Elon-related headlines over the weekend, starting with Friday when that tweet was, or that X or whatever you call it, was put. It resulted in a lot of other big companies pulling their ads off X, or you know, for the time being at least. And then we saw on the weekend, you know, the reverberations of that. Elon Musk responding and saying, you know, he's going to file a thermonuclear lawsuit. So there's a lot of back and forth. I'm sure it had something to do with the price action today, but Tesla still, I think, break even or flat, right?
Yeah, just seeing a few other things here as well. I mean, we were talking about this letter that was being circulated. Bloomberg's now reporting the OpenAI, I mentioned it this morning, they were circulating a letter that was saying 500 employees were threatening to leave if they don't bring Sam Altman back. That number is apparently now 700, so getting spicier.
Well, it's not going to get smaller. Yeah, it'd be cool if that feature was like, like the sidewalk, crab walk you called it. It'd be cool to see a video of that. Although I will say this, like my daughter is 6 years old. She will never have to parallel park a car in her life. Let's be real about that for a second. So it's a cool notion, but the car's already doing that for you these days. Let alone, you know, by the time that's fully released, like. It's cool, and I want to see it, but I don't think it really matters that much. Cybertruck is going to be awesome when it comes out. Pretty sure we'll talk a little bit about that in the podcast this week. At least I hope so. But Tesla, I traded Rivian, just going to get that out of the way because 230, let's just do the chart here. Let's do the chart thing. 237 was going to be the spot, looking for the resistance up there. Never really got it today for the short. But Rivian did set up, so we did take a couple of trades off Rivian. There we go. I had Rivian early when it failed 17 and stopped out. Then it double topped at 17.15. Okay, 17.16, same thing. Shorted that level back into 17 and then shorted underneath 17 to 16.80. I'm currently in that trade and looking to reload underneath 17 even. Rivian is up on the day, 1%. But you know, you had that resistance. It's had some trouble chewing through this level. Even if it does, you get up in like 17.80 is a big level as well. So I think this could be a big breakout if it takes out $17.80 or maybe $18. But until then, just always looking for these shots at it to the south side. No trade in Tesla for me, but it just didn't get to the price. The market was strong, and it never got to the price that I wanted short. So it is what it is.
Yeah. We're short Tesla now and making money, but I just want to tell everyone right here, we did get out of half of Nvidia right there at that top side, so we'll spin that for $2.25. We'll wait for a little bit more. So our out right there, I think it was 25s. Let me get it for you exactly. Oh, 502.21. So 502.21, and you should not be surprised by this move up in Nvidia. I mean, this is you know, what we thought, and tomorrow will be long as well, I would assume, in this name, but. All right, Fisker, we're covering that. What are we talking about? Tesla, okay. So we've been trading Tesla a lot, but just recently right here. And we've just been going short and covering. So again, short here, 234. Look at this cover, 233.50. There's a 233.25. That's 75 cents. Then there's another cover. There's another cover. But right now we are under cover and down on this name right now. We're short 234.50 against 235. If we break 235, peace. See you later to Tesla. Otherwise, let's wait to see a downside push right now. So here we go. We are back to flat as here we go, man. Man, I love this job. I love sitting here. I love being able to talk trading with everybody and try to educate and show you that, you know, you can make money on, today I'm over trading for sure. I have too many names, but we're 50 cents in the money right now on Meta, dumping down. We're $2 in the money on, and I mean, everything we have right now is pretty good. Just watching, I still think Nvidia can moon like crazy. Tesla coming back into the money right now. I'm not even going to worry about Fisker. That stock can just basically do what it wants to do, and that's probably just continue to go lower. I'm bidding 44s here on Tesla. Money, 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 money. If you don't like the money spinning thing, then you're going to be watching the wrong show, because that's what we're doing. We're cashing out right now, putting some money in our pocket there on that play. So far, so good here as we have a lot of fun. Keep on going. So there it is, man. Tesla. Ciao, Bella.
All right, market on a pretty good downtick right now. Oil just came off better part of $1 there as well as we head towards the end of the day for crude. Still up 2.6%. It was 3.2% at one point. Here's Meta, still 1% as Sean was mentioning. They're still holding on to some of these levels as well. There was a few interesting notes this morning. One also AI related. They're disbanding their responsible AI team and dividing it into different areas of the company. I mean, that was really the major headline this morning. But as we've seen, nice day so far.
Yeah, well, let's see what they make of this llama too. I know it wasn't that long ago that they announced that it was going to take place. Replacing llama 1, 70 billion parameters, one of the ways that an LLM is judged. It's supposed to be open source. I've heard some contrary statements about that. Partially open source, not fully. We'll have to see how it does. Obviously, AI regulation is in the focus as these big companies dance with new technology.
Yeah, just seeing a few headlines, U.S.-China related, could be why the market's coming off a little bit here, but oil downside pretty hard, as I mentioned as well.
What's going on with America?
Booed oil down. I don't know. I bought Chevron last week, but it was bouncing nicely. Meta, sorry for the wicks, but you can still read the chart pretty easily here. Just going back to last week's high, 337. I didn't have a setup for Meta that didn't involve $330. So, that was the area that I wanted to pick it up on potential market dips. I think it was the obvious area. You just never really got it. So once it broke out, it's now shown you support at 337, which was last week's highs. If it tries to retest it here, I think almost in both directions. If it can bounce off it, great. But you're underneath VWAP. If this gets taken out and we don't hold, and we retest 16,000 very likely in that case, then Meta under 337 looks like a nice pivot spot. So I don't really have didn't have a trade this morning for it, but it is setting up that you can see the level from last week when you zoom out at 337. I think that's where you want to play off of. Quickly, I'm going to say this out loud because I don't know if you answered in the chat. There was a question in there. Where did I see it? You once helped, this was a question, Neil, you once helped me coil VWAP for day trade. I trade crypto, please. I'm very confused by that question. Just if you can maybe reword it. We like to get, it sounds like if there's something I help you with, I don't remember, and I'm not sure what you mean by coil VWAP. But if you can just restate that if you wanted to, I can get to that answer.
All right. We are coiling our Tesla trade out right now. So there it is right now, 40 cents. Roblox. I mean, I just tweeted this out, guys. And again, I'm not just going to tweet out winning trades. We talked about this one getting stopped out right there, but stopped out once, but definitely not twice. As there's Roblox right back in. We were just, like, look at me pick that level. 38.30. Like, we stopped out at 38.25 break. That was the top. We got right back in because when we got stopped out, it dipped. Then it ripped, and then it's straight back down into the downside. So, yeah, man, we're still what we think we are, and that is downside right now in the market. As there goes Tesla as well, now starting to bake a little bit lower. Meta, 40 cents in the money. I'm a little bit worried about Nvidia. That's why I cashed out. So we've already cashed out of half of Nvidia, and the more that I look at this, I'm going to start canceling some of my stuff now because I was about to load up if we came back to $5 but let's just hold on that thought. That right there is $500.33. Any sort of a pullback into that level, and we'll play it from there. Obviously, you guys can see the kind of trades that we have on right now, and they're pretty darn good. So let's just wait to see what happens with the market. Tesla maybe is the one that I'm going to bid out again. Just got a 43 there. This is the one that seems a little bit stronger than I would have thought. I mean, Tesla being flat on the day with the market up 1%. Remember, I was not certain which way this market was going to go. So the fact that today we're able to sort of battle with some of these demons and just trade the right names at the right times, that's what we're all about. Lucky to get that Fisker trade, that's for sure. But there goes Nvidia again, guys. Like I said, you may just want to hold this one until forever. It's 502.70 right. 503. It's another deuce in the money right now as we continue to go. So thank you so much, Sharif, right there. Congratulations on your NASDAQ trade as well, my guy. $7 for Boeing. Another 3-pack here for Nvidia. The party keeps on going.
Okay, let's keep going. I was just checking on AFIB moving around here this afternoon. A few other things kind of interesting today. NEO was one of them. That's the overall market looking great right now, back to 390 there on the Qs. We were talking about NIO and a possible trade-off of, financial issues. Say it ain't so, NIO, but the CEO doesn't seem to care, nor does the stock today.
No, and he made a point at the Chinese auto show there, let everybody know they're going to be in business. He says NEO will not go out of business, and there is absolutely no possibility of it going out of business. Please feel assured to experience and buy NEO's cars, he went on to say. So, today, if there was a reaction based on that, Brendo, it's up well over 6%. So.
I saw a few people mentioning this, but it looks like just a update to a short percent for this AFIB. Up big time this afternoon, thinly traded name, but apparently above 8% on the short side now for AFIB.
I'm going to assume that's some kind of a biopharma AFIB, because if it's not, it should be. Like, you definitely need to reserve that for somebody that's doing some cardiac work. But look, NEO, I think everyone understands what the plan of action is on NEO the last little bit, so there wouldn't have been a trade today. Dip buy hunting because it's been weak, and then longs into the $7 level. You didn't get that today. You actually made a move straight up into $8. Double tap $8. I don't have, unless this gets to $8 in the afternoon, I don't want to trade it. I think the $8 level shows you that you can probably short 99s or something like that if we get there, because the Chinese ADRs don't really move all that much. And tomorrow I might be looking for an $8 breakout on NEO, so congratulations to them. I'm going to segue to something else. Oh, wait a minute, never mind. I was about to do that thing where I skipped to another stock, and then I looked over and realized that Uber is the next one, so I don't actually have to do that. So, yeah, NEO, if it breaks $8 tomorrow, maybe a breakout.
What's up, everybody? We'll go props up. Anybody that has this trade knows exactly what's going on. Who hit that? Adara? Someone just hit that. What's up? We'll go props right there because there is Nvidia 504. It's a $4 winner right there, so it's pretty good. We'll wait on that one. And then Chris RML, I don't know, whatever you wanted to know. I think you want to know something about Tesla. I'm just out of Tesla right now. So if you were looking at that, you see we covered a bunch here at the 50 period and then just got out right there. So we will slightly turn red if you were asking on the day there for me on Tesla. So slightly red there as, of course, it breaks 235. We stay in our lane there and wind up getting out. But, yeah, anything you need to know, guys. Yo, Ozan, what's up, my guy? And anybody else right there as well. I can justify all these trades and talk about the levels. So if you guys want, that's great. I mean, this trade right here for Nvidia was very, very easy. I mean, the minute it broke 5 bills, we just punched long on that. We weren't even, someone yelled like, it's breaking 5. It actually broke, and then I was able to get long. It bounced around a little bit. It ripped up. I think it was Sharif. It ripped up immediately 70 cents and then pulled back. That's when we got it. So we got it there, and now it's a beautiful move to the upside here with Nvidia. Instantly, like the number 2 or 3, I don't know how much money Sharif made on his NASDAQ trade, but this is instantly second or third right now on the day here for P&L off one simple trade. It doesn't take many, just takes good ones.
All right, let's go to Uber, bottom of the list. Yep, bottom of the list. This was this morning, 1.2 billion in a convertible senior note offering. That's not good. A little bit of a gap down, but yeah, ho-hum, right back to recent highs as the trend continues here for Uber.
Yeah, they're going to use the 1.2 billion to fund what they call capped call transactions. I didn't actually know what that was this morning. I had to Google it and understand. But essentially what they're looking for here is to raise money for upcoming expansion. And, you know, they're coming off 2 profitable quarters, the first 2 in their history. So it's a good look. We'll see how they do.
There was a note on Binance. I saw a few crypto stocks flying by. This was going back to lunchtime, but 4 billion, or the U.S. seeking 4 billion from Binance in a criminal case, and also CZ being named in that as well. Could face charges in the U.S. So there was some movement in some crypto names that flew by as well. But great day here for Uber, guys.
You mentioned this with regards to Palantir, but Uber is due at some point. They're going to get in. They're going to get inclusion to the S&P 500. They're going to be eligible, and it's pretty obvious they're going to get in at some point. You just don't know when it's going to be. I'm not here to tell you it's going to happen this year, or I mean, I don't know. It probably happens next year, but that's definitely positive. I really, really wish I could tell you that it's set up perfectly for the dip buy. I kind of liked 52s. When I look at that daily chart again, I can convince myself, I could try to convince myself that I liked it at 53, but I was looking at every even dollar underneath that one for the dip buy. It made a nice consolidation, which was a long one. I have to go back to the 3-minute chart to show you whatever the heck it was doing for pretty much all lunch. Like, it was ridiculous. It was about 10:40 all the way until 1 o'clock that it had this really tight consolidation. Threw it in the chat. I'm in that breakout a couple of times. Couldn't really go, stopped, then got back in when it made a bit of a double bottom. It's now retesting the highs. I want to stay long if it's above 55. Well, you don't consolidate that long and break with the market being this strong, not to take another shot at it. So I am in the long right now. And if you zoom out the daily chart, all kinds of room to go. Like, since you made this break, $60. Okay, this is a lower level at 58.5, but then after that, you're looking somewhere in the 60s for resistance on Uber. So, you know, it's a long till it's not. As long as it's holding on to this consolidation breakout on the daily, I'd be favoring the long in Uber every chance you get. And this was just an opportunity, it looks like this morning, for, I guess, people to get better prices.
It's now $4 on Nvidia. This name is not stopping. Look, we put Uber on here. Like, I honestly, I just didn't expect it to just keep going up. So again, if you're looking for some trade ideas, Uber's on here. Unfortunately, I wrote down $52. And the problem is we got down to $52.80. Like, I was writing it in here, and then the move happened. We got $52.80. As soon as we started going back up and we started talking about it, then it was off and now it's gone. So Uber continues to be a great investment and breaking out. We love Uber, love everything here, but I mean, I'm really in love with this market. Fisker continues to go down. Roblox is 30 cents in the money. We did get stopped out of Tesla. We'll probably leave that. And I'm just honestly, man, sit back, relax, sip some cognac, because Nvidia right now is doing the work for us. So there it goes, Nvidia to the moon, guys, right now before earnings. Again, a pretty easy play. It makes sense to me. People want to get in front of this report. You know, if you're going to own AI, you know, you got to own it today, ahead of that. And then I mean, I don't know where their report's going to go, but 504 right now is giving me those heebie-jeebies, about $4 in the money. So we've already had $7 on Boeing, numerous dollars on some softy trades. Apple gave us $1. AMD, we can talk about that in a minute. But right now it's Nvidia, and we're trying to watch out for it. So I said my stop was $5 on the tweet that I just put out. But honestly, I don't, wow, there goes Roblox again to the downside again. Like, look what's happening right now on this short as well for Roblox. Like, another one right there. We take like a 10-cent hit, and then now we're in the money 34. So it's been a really, really good last couple hours here, just watching out for this market, and amazing to be able to, well, I mean, part of it is, I mean, this Nvidia trade is now, well, still $4, but part of it is just the momentum in the market has sort of drifted a lot of these names higher here. So stopped out of the Tesla short, made money on Meta short, but then just got stopped out as well right there. So made money back. Like, we just make money and get stopped out at 238. Then there's the 230, or make money and then get stopped out there as it continues to go higher. So, hey, let's just wait. Let's just wait for Nvidia, man. I mean, I don't think there's anything else to do.
Oh, there's plenty out there that's still moving. It's just the market doesn't want to break the high. So actually, I say that we're right at the high. The NASDAQ is testing 16,080. That's going to be the big top. Intel just took out the high of the day as well. So some other chip names are out there moving. I don't want to be breaking out this level into 45, but I do want to go for the dip buy. Shout out everyone in the chat. There's a few people in the chat that are asking me what I was doing with this. And I got trailed out. We're long 44 on Intel. We dipped it in 44 again, but I trailed out here 44.5. The bond auction move is what caused that. So when you had that auction, the initial move down back in, well, sorry, right before the auction, then it bounced to the upside. I looked for a re-entry right around that same price and didn't grab it. Now I'm going to look for 44.65 in here. If it fails this double top breakout, I want something down into the previous consolidation for the long. And I guess we didn't really talk about, well, we talked about gap in the midday, but we didn't really get to it in the afternoon show. Well, it wasn't really on the radar. Gap, Macy's, the retailers, and you got more retailers reporting tomorrow morning, I think 4 or 5 of them. Super strong last week, just a continuation play breaking Friday's highs. I broke out once, I was in the breakout, got about 1.5%, then it came back in, stopped out break even, waited for it to retest the top. I think there's a lot of people asking, well, do you like that breakout? Yeah, if it does volume above it, it did. So we're long here at 18. We started at 18.55, now 18.48 on a dip as it's trying to hold on. We were able to get some out as it got to the 70 level, and it's still making this consolidation. I might reload it in front of 18.40, but I want to see how this this test goes of this support level. The last thing to get to here, I already mentioned our Uber trade, but not necessarily the out. So I am stopping out underneath 55 if it reclaims that level. If it breaks the high of the day, I want to get some out in front of 55 and 40. We'll take that one at least to 55.5. But if this market breaks the channel down, I might just, I'm talking about the NASDAQ, I might just punch out of Uber and take the profit. So I want this channel to break higher in the futures, but if that doesn't happen, I'm not necessarily going to hold it all the way back into 55 even where my stop is. I could get out early. If the NASDAQ goes first, I might decide to take that profit on Uber. Just want to respect the fact the market hasn't wanted to break out as we go to the desk to handle some biz.
The rundown brought to you by our friends over at Trade Ideas. Ignore 20%. Take advantage of that. Still 25. Try it. Try it. Just go. TraderTv.live. 25. I bet you it'll still work. You get all their features, including their brand new web app version with charting. You get news down here, everything about the company, the financial details, any time frame you want as far as the charts are concerned. Rundown, as always, brought to you by Trade Ideas.
Always, and used by everybody here on the show. So, I mean, get that 30% off. You want to be scanning for names that are moving. And especially, look, in the afternoon, if we never break this 40 or 30 handle range in the NASDAQ, okay, that's a thank you chart, 15-minute. My 15-minute is usually so reliable. Goodness, there we go. I'm going to show you guys the daily chart. If you want some relative strength and what can happen after you get a good report that comes in on the IPO, ARM is definitely your, it's your huckleberry. Now, it broke that 56 level. What's next? We talked about 60 this morning. Now, I'm not saying shorted at 60, but it is up with a high of 59. That's the next significant level. A, it's a round number. B, it was the bottom on its second day. So it's about all you have going for it. It closed at that price, holding 60 on its second day, and then on its third day, opened right up, trying to hold 60, and then gave it up. So a retest of that level, I think, can turn into some resistance. I'm out of it. But if this comes back in, I always want to respect opening range breakout prices, which is 58. Now, I went over to Intel and a couple of other names on that recent break, but this at 58 looks pretty interesting for me on ARM. So that's the other chip name that we want to be watching out for here today. Uber's trying to retest those highs. As I said, if it breaks the top, I'm looking to get some out 55, 40. Elon, yeah, well, I mean, it's hard not to go over ARM. I mean, you look at, like, the whole thing about ARM and being overpriced was like, Nvidia 100 times PE and then ARM 100 times PE. That's why its first report was so darn significant. Everyone wanted some actual numbers to be able to dig themselves, dig into. And I feel as if anybody that was waiting for potential, and I'm not going to lie about this. Like I was of the camp that, oh, I want the earnings to tank ARM and then I'm going to buy it on my long-term account. And sometimes thinking that you're going to get the best price or getting cute about it, you might miss an entry point. So it's a stock I want to own, and I feel like it's getting away from me right now.
Okay, yeah, me too. I don't own that one. I wish I did as well. 503. Damn it, I'm doing it, and I'm debating not doing it. I don't know. I want to make sure that we're doing the right thing here. Like,
Spike Lee.
If Nvidia right there doesn't go through, like it's just like I'm debating just getting it out here for 350 right now. And again, has nothing to do with the amount of money. It's just like this 503.50. It's held there, and I just see. Here it comes. Okay, so I don't want this to get down too low here because I feel like it's big time losing steam. All right, 502. I mean, I still like it.
Russell Peters that.
502.97. Yeah, I don't know.
You said do the right thing.
Yeah, I know. I could do the right thing. I mean, I'm doing the right thing by.
I didn't want to say it that way, but.
Okay, there he goes. 503. If we get out at 503, we'll take $3 and then we'll redo it. It's already going to be the trade of the day here on the recap show. So either that or this Fisker. But right now, let's just get it out. It sucks because we were at 504.50 right there, 504.60. So we are going. You're going to see it's going to fly out here in just a couple of seconds if it breaks 503. Again, good move. Good move. We'll take it out if it breaks, and then I'll probably. Scratch it. I'm not doing it. All right, I'm not doing it. I'm going to wait till 502. Honestly, whatever. If we take $2, let's just take $2. I'm fine with that. Okay, so down here, if we break lower, hey, let's go. You know, we're already doing fine. It was a good trade. We took out half. Heading into this power hour, we'll see if there is any power in said hour. And if there is, then we want to get juiced up here with it. So far, so good. We're already short 40 cents in the money on Roblox. Just took that out. We're very, very light on that name right now. Fisker, we got out. It was well down at this bottom. And you're starting to loop up on a lot of these names. So I'm going to take some more out here on Fisker. But so far, so good here as we just continue to watch out on the show what we're doing. 90. Okay. So you know what my stop is on Roblox? Like, I'm going to cancel it right now. It's 38.31, the stop on Roblox. So right now we're in the money 34 cents against an 11-cent stop. So we're just going to cancel that stop right now, and then we're going to get out of half if it takes whatever. That's the max level there, the 21 period. 37.93, and we'll get out of half. All right, half of what we have left, and then we'll just let the rest run. And I'm going to debate what to do here. I mean, 350 in the money is fine on Nvidia, but I may just want to buy the dip when it comes back in. We're not really close enough to buy the dip yet. All right, I'll think about what to do here. on Nvidia.
I swear, like I have a truck crash every time you finish talking. I'll get to very, very quickly. I want to get to Gap, but plan of action on Intel on this breakout. I wasn't going to trade it up here on this break. I was going to wait for a dip into 44.5. But this consolidation is so tight. Previous high 44.75. Now I can zoom in and there you go. 75 into 83 is the current top. If it doesn't break 75 on a pullback and takes out the high, I might just punch long with a 75 stop and say, okay, just risk that 10 cents. It's probably like 7 or 8 cents, depending on where you get in. Anyways, less than 10 cents for a breakout because that gets you to 45 with better than 1-to-1. So if it can hold on to 44.75, that's the plan of action. If it doesn't break, if it doesn't hold here, I want to look for the dip buy back into previous consolidation. That was 44.60 on INTC, looking pretty good. Gap's the one on this secondary break. Now we had this earlier, and I just took this long in here off the 40s. It just got back up, retested 60. It might just be this 15-cent range. It's an $18 stock, so it might just be this 15-cent range is where we're at for now. So I will reload it at the bottom of the range and then go for the scalp trade. So as it gets underneath 18.50, gonna look for the longs, stop at under 18.42.
I'll take one.
I'm good. Appreciate it though. Ranster in the house.
Appreciation.
Yeah, I don't know. I still can't do the afternoon coffees. Although I might make an exception on Wednesday, because Wednesday, that's like it's gonna be a long one on Wednesday. We got the podcast after, and we'll be doing that. We'll be doing like some stuff extra in the morning as well. So that's the kind of time you want to do it. That, by the way, that AFib stock, it's still. I don't know. I should have come up with a good pun for that. Like, still beating strong to the upside. I don't know. You guys give me something. But 45, previous support, previous flat bottom support. This looks like the big challenge for AFib. If it cannot get through that level, I'd expect a pullback at that $45 level. We probably have to pay for locates. The volume's good, not great. Only 4 million shares, so it's not necessarily enough volume that I would want to trade it. But watch out for that 45 level.
All right, Deez, I'll tell Deez, you just got to come here. Randy will get you a coffee anytime. So you just tell, I'll let Randy know what you're taking it. Where are you located anyway, Deez? Are you an Atlanta kind of guy? I know there's some people here that are from Atlanta. Shout out. If you're from Toronto, put it in the chat. I want to see who's from Toronto. And you guys can come here. There we go. Yeah. And if anybody is in the GTA and you want to come through and ring the bell, you are welcome to do that marketing at tradertv.live. For that one. Okay, so unfortunately, you guys were asking what's up to Chris RML there on the chat. You were asking me about my Tesla trade earlier. We did get stopped out, which kind of sucks. As you can see where Tesla is right now, making moves right back in. So that short was pretty much good, but you know that's trading. When you're doing that, you have to do it. 2022 was a generational bottom. Yes, probably true. There's always going to be opportunities to buy bottoms, right? Like 2008.
That was a generational bottom.
Yeah, it was generational what we just went through as well.
Oh, no question. Anytime is the mass.
Pull back more than 20%.
All the biggest panic moves to the downside are generational.
I don't know, but it's definitely worth it there. Can you turn at least one of this guy into a bull?
But they are both.
The other one's a bear. What? See, that's what I'm saying. Because this morning I was uncertain on what to do.
Oh.
Thank you, Randy, for the coffee.
You know what? I won't lie. Like it's been my whole attitude with this. I don't always have a big bias directionally.
ADS.
So to me, it's a bull market. So until I have like, I'm so sure now, I wouldn't change it. And this has been. It's been an impressive run. There's no questions about that. Anything, we said this before, anything can change come Tuesday night, so like Wednesday's trade day. But it's been a ridiculous move to this upside, and you don't want to bet against it. Ranster, thank you very much. So Intel does bounce off that 75 level. If it takes out the high, I'm going long on a high break. On Intel, what else do we want to look at? You guys let us know what anything else you want to look at. Sally, are we trading Disney at the moment?
Want me to?
Disney's strong. Disney actually was pretty strong today. Netflix is having a fantastic day. Disney 10-cent range in the last little bit. But if you look at the daily, it's still on a nice breakout churn. There you go. Zoom out a little bit further so you can see. At least 95 level that it's battling. Once you break that into the hundreds with 103, I think, is that local high going back to earlier this year. Not doing a heck of a lot, but 95 looks like a pretty decent level if you're scalping 20, 30 cents in there. Like 95, there's your support. You're still challenging Friday's high as well, but tight range. I think I'm favoring longs in Disney just based on the daily chart until proven otherwise. So 95 looks pretty decent. And if you're long swing this, I mean, it hasn't really given you any reason to get out.
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, congratulations to everybody that held on. I mean, Nvidia's still at 504.20. So it's still $4 in the money. Adair, how are you doing over there? Good, good, good. 504.20 right now coming through. We have Michael Noss joining us here today. You know, what's up there, everybody? Thanks, Ryan. Oh, people that were talking about being from Toronto. As you guys can see, man, we are just like, what's up, Sharif? Cool, man, chilling. All right, so right here, people in the chat, who's here? All right, so we had some people in Toronto there. Yeah, there it is, right there. Yeah, if you're in Toronto, you don't take up that offer. You really are Canadian. Yeah, well, I'm just trying to be polite. I mean, it doesn't matter really where I live. ADS, what's up? What's up? He's in Toronto. John Sproul in downtown Brampton. Yeah, I'm from Brampton, as you could tell. All right, and then after that, Germany, London. What's up, London? Hey, I'll be in London this summer. Shout out to you guys. They're in London. If you're in London, UK, London. I may be in London, Ontario this summer as well. And then someone else. Oh, GTA. What's up, Zenith? Right there. So it doesn't seem like there's too many people there. Yo, what's up, Connecticut? Okay. Montreal right here is in the building. So yeah, a lot of people here. Oslo. Wow. Okay. Rotterdam, Puerto Rico is in the building as well. There's Italy there, Australia, India, Delaware, Florida, Calgary. Come on, Cameroon. Let's go.
Cameroon.
Cameroon getting spicy in here right now. DC is in the building. Massachusetts is in the building. California's here. Wow, now we're getting crazy. What have I done? Portland, yo, what's up? I love the Pinot Noir. What's up? The Cayman Islands is in the building. Netherlands, Jordan, Lebanon, they're all here. North Korea's here. Texas is here. I'm here. You're here. Argentina's here.
Dolly says that North Korea's messing with us.
Brendan's here. South Korea. North Korea again. No, just North Korea once. The moon. Yo, if you're at the moon, man, I'll see you later because that's where we're going. The moon.
That's where this market's going.
Yeah, man. So shout out to everybody. Thank you for being a part of it. I'm here pretty much every day.
Everybody's here every single day. This market just took out the high of the day. It's another one of these. That's why we're favoring longs today, because it has been that was a little bit slow on Streamlabs. It is what it is. I like that graphic. But as long as we're breaking these tops, I want to favor those longs. And this is what I mean. You're finally breaking this channel to the upside. If Intel makes that break, I'm getting into it. But I'm going to take some profit here because if you're not making a high as the market's making a high and you're a strong stock, it's not good enough. So I did dip by into GPS. I'm going to take some out inside of the range. Looks like it'll be a good one. Eddie R, he sounds like the song Billy Joel, We Didn't Start the Fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Great. That's a great. Billy Joel, underrated. Underrated. We Didn't Start the Fire. That is a great joint right there. I like that look. The Future are absolutely killing it. Guess what is, and still, can't break this 378. All right, never mind. I thought we were breaking out here on Softy. It held on to that 77. I don't know if we get another crack at 377 on Microsoft. There's your high there. I messed around with it to the short side, but I think it's a long off 377 now on Softy. It's been super strong all day. 2.25% into 1.2 from the NASDAQ. Still looking like the undisputed champ. Yeah, and everything can change later. Tash saying, look at Lyft. I prefer Uber. And nothing against Lyft. It's probably down 2% today. Oh, they don't. Okay, fine. Sharif just said they suck. I don't think I don't think Lyft is as good as Uber. I'll tell you, I wouldn't like. This is not the one I would own, but it did just make a nice bounce off of the $10 level. It looks like so. On decent enough volume as the market got going here, maybe like VWAP looks okay. I just don't. I'm not a huge fan. and it's a relatively weak stock. Actually, the volume's not nearly as good as I thought. That does not eclipse the early morning volume. This might be okay. Like the setup looks okay. Bounce off VWAP, break it out, room to the upside. You know, like 35. That's 10 cents worth of risk on a breakout, and then you got highs at 10.50. So that's like 15 pennies there. Not a terrible entry point. I just don't really like lift.
All right, trade of the day today will be Nvidia. I'm just making up the board here. Join me tonight for the recap show as we will be going ham once again, giving you guys all the biggest and the baddest guests. You know, a lot of fun. You thought the podcast was fun. We basically do a version of that every night on the show as well on the recap show where it's just me, Fabian, and Ramin, baby, and we chill out and have a great time going over all of the markets and some of the plays that we like and some of the things that I like, as well as earnings plays. And what else do we like? We like diamond hands, baby, because there it is right there on Nvidia. It's $4.25 now in the money. So there it is right now. So good hold for everybody. Congratulations to everybody out there right now as we just continue to bring you
another one.
And then there was one more before that.
Another one.
And then before that.
Another one.
We were really, really hot fire with some of the animations. We will have to get back to making some more of those. We did get out of Roblox there. We talked about getting out of half of that once it broke 92. So that one was a good decision right now. And then if we get out, we're going to get out another piece soon because we're trying to break above the 200 period as Roblox goes once again into Greensville for us. Again, stopped out for 11 cents, make that money back. That's all good. And now what is? So the best, I don't know, do you think, what do you think, Neil? The Boeing trade for the trade of the day there at the bottom or the Nvidia one? Which one do you like better?
I would say, for me, and I'm going to preface this, because I think it's Boeing, but I'll give you the reason why I think it's Boeing, and not Nvidia, because Nvidia 500 position board's gone. The reason Nvidia 500 I think is not necessarily the biggest one. I know everyone's looking at Nvidia 500. It's a big obvious level. However, Boeing was a stock that I don't think most people would have been watching this morning. It didn't have the type of catalyst like earnings. Earnings tomorrow from Nvidia is the biggest thing this week. So and the Nvidia trade had a lot going for it where it was maybe easier to sniff out than something like the Boeing trade. So I was looking for Boeing for a dip buy because I think the levels were a little bit more obvious at the 200 period moving average. But when you also think about where this is doing on the daily chart, the fact that it had so much room, like once it's above here, like this stock was down, what, 30 days in a row, something along those lines, and it had support at 208. So breaking 208, like that's a straight shot to 230. So that's like explosive upside, and you can see how far it can go. There's nothing wrong with a breakout at 500. I just think the Boeing trade, because it lacked that traditional catalyst, and because it also had in the chart so much upside. If I had to pick, I mean, it's whatever. Just because I also like trading Boeing as well. It's not that Nvidia is not a good trade. I just think there's way more to show for the reasons why Boeing ended up this explosive. Nvidia 500 is Nvidia 500.
Yeah.
Like if Neo were to break down at $7 and end up at $6 that same day, like yes, that's probably one day a good trade.
I could still lose on this Nvidia trade. I don't know.
No, it's it's not about. I think it's about the entire setup, the potential the stock had going into it, the fact it was a little bit undercover. I said one more thing in there that I already forget, but yeah, if it's up to me, like I would, it's got to be Boeing. I just don't. I actually think it's a pretty easy decision between the two. I was going to get to one more thing. I'll tell you what hasn't been easy. Palantir is up 5% today, but it has not been easy to stay in this stupid thing.
No, I hate Palantir's, honestly. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I don't make that much money on Palantir ever. I know you.
My blank chart.
I don't want to talk about our nets, but it's so hard because you think you can use a lot of shares.
Well, I'll tell you.
Quadunks on you all the time. That's my experience.
I started Palantir at 21. I had it at 21.20. I held to 21.50. But like ARM was better, and I was only in ARM once. I saw this chart. I don't know what's my 3-minute chart. My 15 minutes probably okay. There you go. I don't know. It's weird. Like sometimes I haven't looked at the chart in a bit, and then I go back over my 3-minute chart's missing half the day. But 21, it was good, but I was in and out a couple times. Like I was stopped out, then got back in, and then got like 1.5%. Then stopped out, then got back in, then sort of the same thing. Whereas when, like, let's just say like Intel's been a little bit better, ARM obviously was pretty clean. Like, it's a good long, but it'll find ways to look weak on the way up is the best way to think about it. I'm bidding this back for 2140s here on Palantir. I think the stock's going to, I'm going to zoom out really far. If this wants to load, there you go. I think this has every reason to be on this move this week, get to 23. It's like 23.30 or so would be the next level up. It's a huge breakout on the daily. Like, it's just a huge breakout. I think you just want to look and favor long till we get to $23, and we're at 21.5. So there's going to be some long trades on Palantir this week. It's obviously a holiday shortened week, so look for it. Much like Uber, at some point this is going into the S&P 500. I'm not going to tell you when, but this is going into the, and this is not like when I say the Bills are going to win that week, because I say the Bills will win every single week. This is going into the S&P 500. I think sometime next year. No, sorry, Palantir.
Oh, yeah.
I was flipping to GPS because I want to talk about this one next, that's all. Because I just got filled for the scalp trade here. Again, just going to scalp inside of the range up at the top here on gap. If it breaks this bottom, which is 18.42, I'm getting out, and I can reassess that back into VWAP. I'd rather get out and reassess than try to hold it back into VWAP. Market wants to go, but it's not exactly screaming to the upside. This is still your typical afternoon style trade that we're dealing with here. But yeah, Uber and Palantir are going into the S&P 500, and when they do, I'm not saying it's going to be like Tesla, but you're going to want to favor the long when that happens.
I'd like to announce that I have now signed with Palantir. I have left the Raptors, and I am now on Alex Karp's Palantir team. So we are now here.
The Raptors will crush
just like Altman. We're going to figure out which team that we're on, and we're on Team Palantir. And what I was saying about that trade, for myself, I find like it's good that you have that 21 long. Like you gotta wait for those dips, because I find like sometimes when you break Palantir out, if you don't have it off the open, I don't know. It's not like a great. It's not, for me, it's never great. I don't know. I wish I traded it better, to be honest with you, Palantir. I don't have it on today. All right, we will finish off our trade and say. Awesome. Because we got it back in our pocket there. I mean, Roblox, I was a little frustrated with it when we got stopped out there, and then it came back into that level, because I was like, oh man, like that's pretty much 38. Like we would have taken it out there, so that was all good. But as you can see, my first trade on Palantir in my long-term account was buying the direct list, but that was at $9. It did slip below. I think it touched 7 was the bottom right now. But okay, so anyways. Just to be able to get that on the way back up was pretty lucky, and then it came within 4 or 5 cents of stopping out. So definitely to get out of our last 5% or so there. We talked about getting it out once we broke the 20 period, which is the best at 37.90, and then we just got it out right now on a break of 10. So a little frugal with that last little bit that we probably should have got out a little bit earlier, but we're $5 in on this Nvidia trade right now. Fisker, we just took some, we got filled again on Fisker, okay. So Fisker started looping up right there, so we took more out. I mean, this could have been a good trade as well, but the problem with Fisker is, so once I heard that one of their accountants was leaving again, or, you know what this reminds me of? It just first of all, Fisker's going to go to zero, because this reminds me a lot of BlackBerry and things like that. I know Bed Bath & Beyond, because Bed Bath & Beyond, and again, I don't want to poke light at this, but remember there was all those accounting problems, and then unfortunately I don't know if it was the CFO, but someone major in accounting there unfortunately took his or her own life, which
it was tragic.
But
let's be real for a second.
I'm bringing it up in context of this.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's just like sometimes when there's like some warning signs from people quitting, like what happened here with Fisker, and maybe Brendo, you can find that story. I can try to find it here as well, but there it is. Fisker has law here, and I got it, Brendo. Just right here, Fisker. This is again shout out to Benzinga. All 3 of us, 4 of us, 5 of us here have this. The second executive to resign from its role in the matter of weeks as a young automaker tries to grow sales, and it was chief accounting officer. So lost its second chief accounting officer in less than a month.
All you need to know.
So that was literally all I needed to know. So you could see when that happened at 150, And this is what I'm talking about. Again, have the ability to trade like all different kind of styles and things like that. So you could see, where's Fisker? Hold on a second, guys. There it is right here. So you could see 150. So there it is. 154 was when I was finally able to get short. Like I was trying it up here at 150 when that news came through. So it's just like, you know, I know I only look like I'm about 30. Where's the fail on that? Thank you, Sharif. But I've been here 21 plus, 22 plus years or so. And the thing about it is, by the way, happy birthday to my father today, by the way. So
happy birthday, George.
Shout out to him there. Without him, obviously, we would never be. Well, it was without my nonna, but without that side of the family, obviously, he needs two to create.
Side note,
human being.
Side note, we were all really, really afraid of George when we were in high school.
Probably still should be, to be honest with you. But
Straight up.
Yeah. But no, anyways.
For exactly, no, just kidding.
Yeah. So, anyways, no, what I was getting at, I don't even remember anymore. But yeah. So that's that on that. So I don't even know what we were talking about. But
No, you were basically saying you would be.
Fisker. Oh, it was the accounting.
Yes, the accounting thing.
And I was just saying that, you know, when there's sort of like blood in the water with those reasons, like I want to be able to hear those stories, you know, and that's why it's so important that when Brendan breaks certain things there, and I don't do it with every stock. It's like we know Fisker.
You know they're
Like,
in
we've been
trouble.
shorting it. We know it's 44% short, I think.
Yeah, it's over 40,
It's something like
but
that.
for a reason.
What's up right now?
Like right now, C3 AI eliminating job setting performance and cost cutting. So that just happened to C3 AI, guys. Straight downside right now.
Okay, see, so here comes a perfect example right now. But wait a second, cutting what? Jobs? I thought year of efficiency means we go up.
Why was, I must have,
Go
did I hear that right?
And they stay there, but this does not stay there.
Yuck.
No, this is not go this way.
But citing performance is the problem.
Yeah, not good.
This is annoying because this was my, if Nvidia tanks to market short trade was going to be
You know what?
C3 AI.
Actually, thank you for bringing that up.
$28. I know 28's the level
Watch out for
because
Nvidia.
I wanted a flat bottom break at 28 off of Nvidia earnings this week. So 28's if you're looking to go long this stock on a Hail Mary dip buy, I'm not.
Like a Josh
it would
Allen
be
and
at
Gabe
28.
Davis. Hail Mary.
I'm going to say something about
Or Shaquille, but he might drop it.
I'm just going to say this about Josh Allen because, and I know everyone knows I'm a Bills fan.
What?
Everyone is all about C.J. Stroud for not throwing interceptions and Josh Allen for leading league interceptions.
Is he?
They have the exact same turnover-worthy throw rate, which is a much better gauge of how a quarterback is doing the interceptions. If a ball goes off the receiver's hands and is caught by a defender, that's an interception. That's not the quarterback's fault. If you throw one into triple coverage and the defender drops it, then the quarterback made a mistake and got bailed out by the defense. So those things matter. Because the thing about it is, if you're a bettor or you're a gambler, let's just say, you care about predictive performance, not just a rate stab, which is going to have a lot of noise to it. So Josh Allen has been unlucky. That's me saying it. I'm throwing it out there, but I can always bring it back into trading. Like always care about the types of indicators that matter. Right? And interceptions is not a good gauge of future performance. Turnover-worthy throw rate is. So 28, if you happen to like it, it's incoming on C3 AI. If it gets anywhere near the 29 level, I think I want to fade this on the way back up into this previous close at 29.30. But I'm not buying the dip here. I'm just saying 28's the level that if you wanted the Hail Mary, it's the support. But 29.30, there you are, previous close, consolidation, yada, yada, yada. I'd be shorting the pops.
All right. Join me tonight. It's going to be a great recap show. Me, myself, I, and Nos as well, 4:15. And then plus, I've got another one. We've got another best bet for you in Monday Night Football. So get ready for that as we go. It's going to be another great game, man. I mean, it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles v.
This is a monster.
Kansas City Chiefs. So
monster
it's going to be
game.
a monster one. As both Kelseys will be in the building. One dating Taylor Swift and one up for, he lost, sexiest man alive.
That's a crying shame.
Jason Kelce.
Jason Kelce got robbed.
Yeah, I don't even know who won. Was it?
It doesn't matter who
Charlemagne or
won.
something? No.
Charlemagne the God? No.
No, not Charlemagne. That's what I realized. Isn't there some guy named Timothy something?
There's another
what?
there's another Charlemagne.
Is that right, Fabian? Oh, Timothy Charlemagne. Yeah, so that is right. See, I know. I wasn't sure either because I was thinking about the god himself.
Who the hell is Timothy Charlemagne?
I don't know. Yeah.
Who?
Is he Harry Potter or something?
Huh? The Shala.
What?
Oh, the dude from Dune. Yo, Dune. I'm looking forward
I
to
don't
that.
even think he won though. But
That guy. Okay, so you can obviously tell what I'm into by the fact that we also said Charlemagne the God, who obviously.
yeah, it was not right. No, but that's why as soon as I said it wasn't right. But that guy didn't win either. There was somebody else that won. Time Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive. They messaged me, but I was busy. No. Man. Prince William.
Oh no, Fabian just said, "Did you hear about the sexiest bald man alive?" And that's Prince William. I don't know. Is that really a thing? Like, oh, okay. I had no idea that's even a thing.
I mean, I saw Time Magazine calling me.
I'm
but I
going
didn't
bald.
answer the phone, I guess. I mean, I have that policy.
There's some calls that you have to pick up.
Next time.
Jason Kelsey, for the record, that guy is he's a funny dude. He's a champion, and he deserved the award. That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that. He deserved the award, and they should have given it to him. 100%.
Was also part of it was. Well, sorry. What I was getting at was he didn't even win that Timothy Charlemagne.
Well, then
I have to find. Okay, let's just get back to trading.
We talk way too much about Timothy, whatever his name is, for a guy that didn't win.
Trading ASAP right now. Okay, so Nvidia here, as you can see, 505 to the high side. It's just bouncing around. We're still $5 in the money, so we'll run that right now as it's going. But so far, so good here on this. I'm debating getting out on this 50-period break. Look at Nvidia ride this 50 period all the way up to the upside right now. So riding it, breaks 500, keeps on going. So for me, that's 504. I mean, we'll take $4 if it breaks, but I don't want to do, so the thing about this is I also do not want to do a trailing stop because like we've already got to 505, so if I put a 50-cent trailing stop, I would already be out. So I don't want to put a trailing stop right now. I'd rather watch this. It's 504. It's $4 in the money. We'll see if we can keep spinning it right now for you. Fisker also trying to make a move down. No thank you on that one. And then look at Tesla. Tesla breaking higher as well. Congratulations, anybody that has Tesla. But right there, 236 and 20 or so coming into play there. Could be another short. Oh man, there's a lot happening. I'm just excited. Oh, what happened to Boeing? Yeah, you know what? Let's look forward at this. So we actually were pretty lucky, not lucky, but we did the same thing. It doesn't take luck to get into trades. It takes kind of luck for them to work out in this fashion. You know, like as you start to ride this up, I almost got out on the 50-period break right there, but we didn't, and then it just kept going, and then finally at some point, 218 and change hits. We get out on that breakdown. So I'm trying to get better at holding things. I think we did a good job right there. So that's Boeing. It's a nice move. And for now, it's making that move back down. So Boeing, I like it. Again, I would have reloaded anything at VWAP. Remember what Mr. Brian Shannon said, and I think I take this to heart. It's when there's a gap, you can wait for VWAP. So right there, there's the gap up on, this wasn't a huge gap, so it didn't have to pull back that much. But I almost think if you don't have this initial move right here on Boeing, and then I'm going to throw it back to Neil, but so we had that because it broke. And I don't like to really take breakouts that often. So we did take it. We had an out near the low of the day, so that's why we took some pieces out. But then look, there's kind of the gap up. So basically from 206 close up in there into 214, then there's the pullback to VWAP. So you could also be long at 213 here. So that's something else to look at when you're considering trading these markets. So you can always wait for a VWAP pullback. So that's what I would do now for Boeing, but it's 304. So
if
if
C3AI pulls back into VWAP, then I don't know. Zach Wilson is going to win a Super Bowl in his career. There you go.
Oh, in his career, he may not have a career.
Well, no, he's had a career. The guy,
he's had one.
He's had a career. I'm just saying, C3AI, it just got up to, there was a pullback that I missed. It's going to be hard to tell on the chart because it doesn't look like it got back to the upside. This is a bad wake into 30. It really got up to about 29, 29.30s, 29.40s, was right in that zone. Slammed back down. I went for the short in here, and look at how fast this stock is falling. As I said, 28's a level. It's not a level I want to play the long off of. So no, just no thank you very much. But what is breaking out the high any second now is going to be Intel taking out that top. 1485 is the high of the day on Intel. Once it's through, I'm taking that long break. I'll give one more chance for C3i to get back to 29 to try and fade this thing. But it is getting out of the pocket rather quick here. And I don't want to chase it to the downside on C3AI. So look, cost cutting is good, but when you're saying the reason you're doing it is because of actual productivity issues, and that's not necessarily a good thing, especially when first of all, not everyone really, I don't understand what these guys do. And what's hilarious to me is, like, I don't know how many times I've listened to like other traders or people within the market say they don't understand what these guys do. So, and then they still got the inflation with the rest of the AI names, well, for obvious reasons. But this, if you look at what the market is doing, this is not exactly what I would call participating in the massive bull rally that we've been having recently. $24 to fail at $30 for a stock which is as explosive as this, I think it's relatively weak. I only want to be thinking about the short until it shows you, like, it's got to be breaking out 32 and squeezing. But I'm thinking short this stock until proven otherwise. Doesn't mean I have to short it at every single level. But that 28 flat bottom break, I don't like hitting bottoms at 3 o'clock, especially on flash news. So I am looking to short a pop. It's the same thing as buying dips. I just much rather buy dips on extreme moves like that as opposed to trying to go short at the low of the day on something where you've already dropped 10%. Because this stock was up like 5 or 6 and now getting smoked.
Yeah, thanks for listening to the podcast there. Anurag right there. Yeah, I don't think any of us really know what C3AI. No, I mean, I think they just, I haven't even looked up. Let me read what C3AI does, for example.
Well, none of us are still going to.
Literally none of us know.
Nobody knows. You guys tell us what they do.
Yeah, I'm going to tell everybody what they do in about a couple of seconds here. All right, so here's, according to Trade Ideas, C3AI engages in the provision of enterprise artificial intelligence software, okay? Still have no idea. For digital transformation, it delivers, here we go. Pay attention, everybody. It delivers the C3 AI suite for developing, deploying, and operating large-scale AI predictive analytics. Okay, so again, just allowing to build on top of something, and then the Internet of Things. Okay, good. Applications in addition to portfolio of turnkey AI applications. Okay, so pretty much if you have no idea what you're doing with AI, you go over to C3 AI, and they'll help you turn said key and get going in your
While
business.
you're there.
And maybe chats and
I was going to ask you to leave that up.
Oh, sure. What?
Oh, yeah. What's the revenue?
None. Oh, the revenues?
Well, I know they don't make. I know they don't make a profit.
$3 million.
Okay, so like 300 million.
Cash, not bad cash, 750.
What's the?
This is not OpenAI, guys. Remember, this is not anything to do with
So
everything.
3.3 billion market cap.
Yeah, right here.
On revenues of less than 300 million.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I mean, they're getting really hyped.
No, I know they're getting. I know.
They don't make money yet.
I'm just saying. So they don't make money and they trade. What was that? Like, what is that? Like 12 times sales, something like that.
Yeah.
Ballpark.
More, I think.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah. So anyways, so there we go. So yeah, so just like everybody else, yeah, nobody knows. So there we go. Good. Okay, so if you guys find it out, check it out. All right, I just, thanks to Adara for this, I just retweeted this, and we'll talk about this later on. But I mean, look at this, man. Data share, chip percentage shares here in the data center chip market share. So you could see, I mean, if you're just, we'll look at these. So the green there, Nvidia, AMD, and Intel. I'm surprised. I know that they're using the colors of the business, but I just like,
Why would you do that?
double greens, I don't know. But you can see here, it's been a nice move upside. We'll wait to hear what NVIDIA has to say now. Intel, we know they're not focusing on data centers anymore. I think AMD has the chance to get back up to the upside. This is all as of their Q2 23. So we're past this now. So we'll wait to see what NVIDIA has to do with right now. But yeah, this guy's right, man. What's up to Eric? With GPUs increasing importance in data centers, NVIDIA's market share has absolutely skyrocketed. So we will wait till tomorrow night to see what's up with that and NVIDIA earnings. We already know where it's going. Their earnings are going to be through the roof. I just don't know if that means the stock goes that way or not.
Didn't last time.
It didn't last time, and that's the whole point. So,
SoFi's at the bottom again.
We mentioned today SoFi. Oh, I actually bought some SoFi on Friday. Yeah, we know AI has that news around it there. But you could see, I just want to talk about Netflix. During lunchtime, I was like, someone in the chat, I mean, obviously there was Sharif and Adara there, but someone in the chat was like, wow, Netflix. So I just opened up the account. I'm in the money 135% or 125%. I sold some at lunchtime. I have no idea what price I got because I was trading the CDR in Canada. I think it was 1993 or something, like was the CDR price.
They have weird.
So anyways, still, man, we bought Netflix on the cheap. You guys know that. That was just in the, actually, that was in my long-term account. I feel like you got to sell some of this. I can't, it's just so ridiculous. I'm sitting here talking about it and the chart's not even loading at the bottom. But there it is. Like, look at this move back. I had no idea Netflix was doing this. Like, you should remember a couple weeks ago, like Netflix was like, uh-oh, you know, bad this, bad that, the sub environment wasn't working, the paid advertising there with people having to watch the videos and the running ads, that apparently wasn't going that well. Really, all the way back up to highs again of 480, taking out July highs imminently. So yeah, just like I sold a Shopify, I'm going to do -TC because I just did sell this name up here. I think it was the other day at 93, 94. It's now taking out the top and going even higher. But if you're going to come up into this level from this, I'm going to sell it. So I just did sell some more. And it was 20% of the Netflix holding that I had. I wound up selling it. So that's that. I want to buy some dips, and I just don't know when that dip's going to be happening. And when you dip, I dip, we dip. And hopefully one of these names dips at some point so I can buy just a little bit more.
Good question here in the chat from Choco P. Is that right? Choco Pie. Asking Sean, do you buy all American stocks with the CDR? I won't speak for you. Like they're very useful. Obviously, if you have Canadian dollars and you don't want to pay the currency sometimes. When you have US dollars, it's fine. But one thing of note, so I use them not all the time, but my one issue with the CDRs sometimes is the spread. So if you're buying and holding, you don't care, it's fine. But like when you have the $300 stock, which is trading the CDR like 22 bucks, if a spread opens up on it, you might not always get the best execution out in terms of like percentages. So I think, in my humble opinion, they're really, really good for buy and hold. And they're not the best avenue for if you're going to be like swinging or anything on the short term. You might get chopped. It's like buy and hold seems like the way to go there. Not always getting the best executions, and which makes perfect sense. Like if it's going to be, some of those, like you said, I think he's mentioned like 20 bucks or in that range on Netflix when it's a $300 stock, then you're going to understand that if a spread opens, it's going to not represent the same kind of liquidity at a good price point that you'd get on the bigger stock, price stock. So Uber just took out the high of the day. The market just took out the high of the day. But I'm not looking any gift horses in the mouth. There's your high of the day breakout. But we're just eking. It's 313 here. We're getting into the end of the day. So made a fresh high, stalled a little bit, takes them out. I think we get to 55.5 and call it kaput. I mean, 55 to 55.5 is obviously right around 1%. So, I'll respect that if it gets there. It's also a nice psychological area as well. So I want to take the trade-off if it gets there. Uber and Gap are the longs. I did get that break on Intel. I'll get to that in a quick little second. But Gap, look at that. The consolidation only gets tighter. There's a bad wick in here. But this is 1842 into about 1860. The best fill came off the original break when it got to the 70s. But you're looking at a 20-cent range. And really more like a 19-20 cent range on GPS in here. So I'm back on the offer at the top of it. If it's not going to break with the rest of the market, then you got to scalp inside over and over again. Saying damn in the chat. Good one. You just made me say damn out loud 3 times. Tesla, in the midst of a breakout. And my first thought is, well, if this is going, might not be a bad time to exit stage left on Rivian. And it's not that Rivian isn't working short, it's just that it's starting to follow suit. So I was going to reload this in front of VWAP. Now I'm just going to get out if it breaks back out above that 90 level. So I'm going to adjust my stop on Rivian. And part of it is market breaking highs, Tesla looking strong. I'm just going to get out if this breaks this local top here. It'll be close to break even on the trade. But I felt like if the market was rolling over, this would be a good one. Tesla busting out in this holding, opening range bottoms, not the best sign in the world. And then finally over to Intel. I'll deal with the thing I'm concerned about first, generally speaking, 10 times out of 10. But Intel broke that top. It just made a run at 45 and stalled at 93. I just took some out when it showed some size at 95. And I'll put another offer here, actually, at that, right in front of 45 even. So super strong day for Intel, super strong day for the market. 1.4% up. This is outpacing the market in some ways. And 45, just to remind everybody, 45 is the next stop on the daily. It's not just, there's a reason to be covering in front of it because it's a good level on that daily chart.
Well, we just locked and loaded it up for the after show. It should be good to go. Oh, I better save the rundown here. I'm going to get in trouble. All right. Shout out to Fabian today, man.
What are you
He's
eating?
running the ones and twos. I had half of one of those cookies left, and I just saw it on the end of my desk there.
Oh,
Left it there. So
everyone knows exactly where my mind is at all times.
yeah.
AVGO, 1,000.
And by the way, right now, NVIDIA's at 505, brand new all-time intraday high for NVIDIA, and we're just ho-humming a $5 winner right now, and so it's all good. So it's been really, really good so far here today. Just watching that long. And look, man, I mean, we kind of were just joking around. We tweeted it out. We're asking people, where to get out and everything like that. Nice kid. All right, so here we go right now. Damn, Fisker, that was a good one as well. But here we go, man. Like when we took the trade, it was at 503. I was like, where do we get out? Where is the stop, right? Some people, what's up, Ron Miller? He's like, I don't know. Shout out to Jim Halpert there as well. What's up to Kling Daddy? He's in that. And then, yeah, I agree, man. I believe this is just the beginning here for all of that. So I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be in this trade. But at the end of the day, these things don't just continue to go up. Or do they? 504, I'm wondering about this now just as a break. We haven't really broken too much below this 50-period moving average. We danced a little bit right there. I feel like that's something reasonable right now. Crypto moving around a little bit. 503.70. I don't want to do it though. We got to get out at some point, man. I don't know. The market is right now really, really starting to go. I mean, we took out that 16,000 and we didn't really look back. I mean, honestly, like it took it out. We bounced back maybe to 011, something like that. And now you're up 100 handles from there, really starting to break out. And I mean, if you just go based on, what is this, a 30-minute? Let's go to a 90 and just get a little bit of a better look as well. That won't even be good enough. We just go to a daily because the way this is going, we've already taken, this is what I was trying to get at. We've already taken out that July high today, right now, 16,077. Now you got to go all the way back where you're starting to look now at all-time highs again for the NASDAQ at 16,750. So, all right, so that's going to be something to look at right now as C3AI. I'm guessing, I hear Sharif.
It's still going.
Yeah, still going down. Doesn't that make us a little bit nervous about some of these AI names? But I don't know.
Yeah, but
I mean, Nvidia is the gut.
your moat,
It's not the.
your moat is that when your moat's that you make money
Yeah.
versus, like the reason the other names aren't going is because C3AI it's so different when you're an all growth company and you're having these kinds of issues. Like rates may be coming down. I did pay for locates and I missed my opportunity. It was in here that I wanted. I wanted the pullback into 29, like right at 29.30. You can see I never got in. But if you're flat bottom breaking 28, I'm going to take a shot at any retracement into the 28 level. So like I said, that was the level, but I was no chance I was going long off there. I do favor short, generally speaking, in this stock. If you're wondering why 28, I've had 28 as a key level for, like you can see it here. Like this broke out at 28 in May, held support for a little bit there in August, then failed a level, resistance. It did some chop back and forth, and then it turned significant again last week. So I've been sort of monitoring this level for a while on C3AI. I think we're robbed of a chance at what would have been, I just think it was low-hanging fruit after NVIDIA's report if that went to the downside. But hey, it's early. There's a buyer for 50,000 that just pushed it up. I thought that might get it into 28 here. I'm looking for 27, like 90 or 90-ish, and then I want to throw a stop. It'll be relatively tight. I'll give it a break of 28, but not much past 28 even if I do get the short. I mean, the stock is, like, it's already moved $4. I just don't want to be long.
Oh man, it wicked the bottom there at 27.25. I was thinking like if there's gonna finally ever give you something on AI, I mean, it's not great. You know, whether or not that's a wick or not, it's not really. If you come over to the screen right here, I mean, you know, if you were looking for a long, I'm guessing you would take it against this 27 flat because you're finally getting a little bit of a move up. But you had the same move up right there against 28, right? Then you bounced around it before eventually losing it. So that could be what's happening here at 27.50. Zooming back out, the 50 period is at 26 and change. I mean, that tells you everything you need to know. This is a 20-minute chart, and there's like, you know, the wick on the 20-minute looks a lot better because it was that bottom. So, all right, what else can we look at right now? Oxy. I mean, oil's been really, really getting killed today, I believe. Let me go over to USO and just have a quick look. USO. So USO. Oh no, USO's up today. What am I talking about? I thought oil was down today. Maybe it's not. Oxy's up right here. XOM. CL. Oops,
Zed?
wrong one. It's this way. I think it's Zed, right? Where the heck is Zed?
I think it's Zed.
H. Well, I don't see Zed on here, so that's.
I'm wrong. Then I'm wrong.
No, it could be. Doesn't matter.
It is.
Yeah, either it's closed. Well, we didn't have any volume, so it's the next one. Anyways, we'll get to you what the oil is. USO is good enough, man. That's United States oil, so we can definitely have a quick look at that for the percent. The percentage will be right, not the price of the stock, but 225 right there up. So it's a nice dip in there into the close. I think there was some news somewhere, South America today, but a nice move down on that. So I was just going to look at Oxy because I always feel like we talked about it again on the show or we talked about it on all the shows. Warren Buffett right now is sitting on 157 billion in cash.
He likes Oxy.
There it is. Yeah. So CL's up 2%. So the same as that USO. Thank you for that one. Their sequential growth in the chat. But yeah, Oxy right now just trying to sort of baseline a little bit right now off of that bottom that we had earlier. So 61 bucks. Yeah, I don't mind this. Now with oil closed, this could be something. Looks like Nvidia is trying to come in a little bit. We're only $4 now in the money, and there's a pretty good break right there. So I'm debating this 305.50. If we can break that, then maybe we get out. But 304.50, 305. We got as high as 305.50 there today. I'm actually going to probably just take that, man. This 305.50, that's not a horrible level for me. Debating just getting that out upside now, 505.50. So maybe there's something there. I don't know. I'm getting a little nervous about all this dropping off all the time. So,
well, the market's trying to pull back a little bit. I am into the C3AI. I told you where my stop is going to be. I'm giving it a little above that 28 level. Just, 28 round number when stock has moved $5. I'm going to give it some room, not a ton. But once it gets 1-to-1 and then the low of the day, I'm out. Like, this is a scalp trade. Like, that was support, 28 was a level, it made a bounce there, it breaks under. I want to short that to that with a stop just above there. I want to keep it relatively simple. But I also got a reload in, oh no, I did not. I did not. Yet. So what I was about to say, though, I did not get filled on Intel here. Intel, like I said, got close to 45 even, now pulling back in. I want to buy the dip into that 70 level. Yeah, no fill. I'm there on the bid. You got right there, and I thought I would get it. Oh, hi, Mark. You know what's up. AVGO. Now, this is not a breakout that I will take, because the last time I traded a breakout on a stock that was over 1,000, I was right and still lost because it was Amazon at like 20, I think it was 2,500. Either way, the spread will open up on this, but yeah, Broadcom is having a bit of a day. It's not the only stock that's having a day, 2% today. Like the list of stocks that are up 2% today is a long one, but it's a big psychological level. There's a couple of shout-outs in the chat for this. This has been gorgeous technically, but 1,000, it bears mentioning. So shout out to anybody that happens to be long this. I'm not. I don't trade it. Don't own it in the account, but 1,000 is a big level. Personally, if I was ever long if I was long a stock that was $100 and I was long at like 99 something, I'm always taking profit. Even if it wasn't the end of the day, I'm taking something out in front of a big level like that. Not a bad place to ring the register. And you've had lots of chances to do that today, to be sure.
All right, so I put the order in. If we break 503.50, we're just going to take it out. And also, if it gets up to 505, we're also going to take it out. So $1.50 one way or the other here off 505. The high was 505.50. So if we can get something into there, I think it's okay. I mean, what I'm, again, not really nervous about the trade. Just, you have AI going down. You have the imbalances coming out in just a couple seconds right now. We'll have, well, 3:30, we'll get the early look on what the imbalances are. And I just don't need Nvidia to be a decent sell there. It's up 2.5%. It's much better than the market there today. But the thing is, the market's also trying to pull back. It's breaking 16.1 or thinking about it right now, which is where the 50-period moving average is. So, you know, we've got it. It's been a good trade, obviously, so let's just make sure that we do that. And then after we get out, it will be the number 2 stock next to Boeing there for P&L for me today. So that's a good one there so far. So what's up, Ian Rispetto? Can we talk about Nvidia earnings? I mean, sure.
What's
I
to
just
say
think that,
until?
I mean, a best guess on where the stock could go. First of all, I can find it from OpenAI and find out what the implied
8% was.
8%.
It was 8% this morning, though.
Okay, so the
that's
options are thinking 8%. Well, probably
no, but it's probably changed based on the move today. That's the only thing.
yeah, could have, but that's options. So I feel like 7, 8, 9, 10% or so for options. So if that's what options are implying, Ian, then you're looking at 550 would be 10% up. Let's see if that can hit that. That seems to be pretty great. If that happened, and then, so I would say, honestly, more likely than not, here's a daily chart. You know, I would say if you're trying to get calls, I mean, anything around 515, 520, it's going to be really expensive, but I think we can easily hit that, and then you go from there. If you're going to miss, I mean, again, it just depends on the guide. They're not going to miss. The numbers are going to hit. Everything is going to be fine as here we go back up to the upside. So for me, I am definitely not worried about the quarter. I'm just worried about where do they guide based on, I think Sharif mentioned this earlier today, some of the Chinese possibilities there, the H blah, blah, blah chip there. Yep, okay. So whatever those chips are again, the 800 and whatever, I just worry that
The HAL 3000.
they may talk about that as potential headwind for getting these into bigger customers' hands, right? We know where their customers are all about, and there are going to be a lot of those are going to be in China for good reason as well. We heard Alibaba talk about canceling their cloud division because they couldn't get their hands on enough GPUs.
Yeah, that's been off.
So if they can't get their hands on enough GPUs and they're willing to pay top dollar, I mean, Nvidia is going to have to talk about that. So let's see what they talk about on their report. I'm still happy about it. We're still happy. We're still in the trade. But if it does drop below, then that's what's going to happen with Nvidia. So for me, Ian, I just think you sort of stay the course. If you're long, I wouldn't sell anything. But I did take some profit out of this name at 465 or something just last week. So I think it's getting a little bit frothy. But, you know, that's Nvidia, and it's just going to be wild. I would trade the SMH instead of everything else.
Yeah, I think, look, it's that 8%, based on what happened the last two, that just seems light in terms of percent move. Yeah. I don't know. It was so explosive. Like, I was in Paris when they reported, and it was a trip with my wife in lieu of a big day for her. We lost our trip in 2020, so it was like a big kind of deal for us. I'm like, I'm not going to look at anything in the markets. I'm unplugging. But on that day, I was like, look, I'm pulling out my phone because I want to see what Nvidia is doing. That was it. It was the only time I looked at the market was to find out what Nvidia did. It was an explosive move. I'm out of C3I. I'm going to walk you through why. Even though it'll feel like, I shouldn't have got out yet, but I do have rules about this. Short into here, I got the scalp trade at 1-to-1 and then was looking for the low of the day. I got missed here. It broke 50. I had my order just 10 cents off the low of the day to get out, and it bounced and levitated right back up, the 50 cents that it had just put in. So I just punched out. Break even, punched out. I'm like, nope, forget about that. That's crazy. That was a really fast move back to the upside, so I punched out of it. It could still flow back into the bottom, but I'm looking for that rubber band play. I want it to work. The second it shows me a buyer like that, I'm not going to mess around with it. Let's just get out of it. 1 minute to go till it is 3:30. We're going to get the early look on the imbalances. Might be something there for tech. This move to the upside is really starting to slow down. I guess it already was. John's asking about Disney. I can go there. We talked about Disney in the context of the move that it's had, and there not being much of, if you wanted to trade it today, if it gives you, like 95 looked like a good level, but not really doing a heck of a lot. Just like what it's doing overall, right? Like close above and consolidate above the 200 period moving average, consolidate above this breakout at 95, at least for now. And then next stop looks like a 100 to 103 top for Disney. So I like where it's headed. I mean, you know, all that being said, I feel like I need a reason. My plan is to get out of this stock if it gets to 100, and I might even, if it breaks the 200 period underneath again, I probably just sell it for good because, you know, I look at this. I own two things in. Okay, fine. I own Apple. They stream. I own Amazon. They stream. But in terms of like pure like what I think are streaming positions, I'd rather just have all of Netflix. And I actually own. It's just a little bit more than 1-to-1, but that favors Disney, which I think is a mistake, and I would rather own more Netflix than Disney. That's just my 2 cents. We just got 760 to buy, correct? 716 to buy, so it is a buy and balance into an up market. Not really moving things just yet.
No, we're still waiting, chilling out right now. We've still got our hands in our pockets waiting for 505. To hit, and if it does, then good, and we will be out of this one. All right, so I just saw a question there. Okay, let's go over to Brendan.
Brought to you by IG.com. Trade Forex pairs like Euro USD with spreads as low as 0.8 pips and zero commissions at IG. Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, so thank you for that. Go check out IG. Make sure you scan that immediately. Someone asked about Fisker there. Unfortunately, I missed your name there in the chat. So, no, man, Fisker was pretty easy. It came out at 150. That unfortunately they lost again. One of their, here it is. They lost their second in accounting, their second chief accounting officer in less than a month. So, I mean, I'm just figuring that things under the hood are not nice there with Fisker. That was at 150. So I had to, first of all, that's Benzinga Pro. We all use that platform here. So I had to go over and pay for shorts on this stock. So paid for it, and it was very, very cheap. I think for 1,000 shares, it was like $1. So it was irrelevant, but as soon as we were able to get short, we did. I tried to chase this all the way down. We actually had to wait for, you're going to see a little bit of a pop there. You see there's like, so again, I saw the news and tried to punch. So what I mean by that is because this name is SSR, so it's down 10% the day before or the day before that. There's always a 2-day rolling, I guess rolling, 2-day rolling.
I don't know what you'd call that either.
Rolling.
We know what you mean.
Restriction.
There you go.
For that. So we couldn't get short, so I just had to keep going, keep chasing it down. I was crossing, I was doing everything. I'm just sitting on the offer, hoping to get a fill. And then at some point, for some reason, someone covered some of their short, I guess, and bumped it up, and we just happened to get 55s. So, I mean, we could have got short 60, like it didn't matter. This was the first opportunity for a bump. It did bump again right there at 55 again. And then since then, you really haven't had too many opportunities to get short. It blasted up right there. I guess you could have got short there, and then you could have got short again. I guess there's been some opportunities, but nothing near the top. So to answer your question, why I shorted it, that's why. There was no technical indicators, no nothing. So Fisker was up quite nicely today, as you can see, and then got faded there on the accounting news. So join Brendan or join us every day, and we'll have on the desk for some of that news. Now this hit at 150, so just as the midday show was wrapping up. So that's why we took it. I like the trade. It's sitting there. We'll see if it continues to work. I only have one piece left, so we're almost out of that one.
Before we forget about this, because we didn't take care of some business this morning. And I got to make sure, it's in the contract that we do, but I just had a quick look. 4,000 watching.
That's a good number.
About just under 500 likes, but you know what I'm going to do next. He gave me the look, and he said, what the heck are you guys doing? You got to hit the key.
Likes.
Wow. I mean, I don't even know what is happening right now. Do we have audio on that? All right, here.
I'm slapped to fail on that. At least put something else up.
Yeah, because I don't. Yeah, but I mean,
like, subscribe, and share the show that takes you to the heart of the market every day.
For me,
the people who voted and they liked Bearded Sharif.
I mean, for me, I think Bearded Sharif is leveled up.
We're all of the same mind here, and I can tell you,
To each their own.
we've seen it in the chat.
Their own.
Nothing but love. But to each, like we said over and over again. Look, Jameson said long the beard. Like, there you go. Elevate, bearded. Jennifer, Pan W round trip on
Yeah, I mean,
earnings.
what does Renata like? I'm going to look at the chat right here.
She
Define
spoke.
it. Does she like the beard, Renata? You let me know here in the chat what you think. I want Renata to make the final call on this one. Right here. We can't put a poll because everybody always votes.
No, yeah,
it's
we
like
can't.
50-50. It doesn't matter. Look, it's up to Okay, there he goes. Oh, of course, Renata.
Get off
come
the fence,
on.
Renata.
She says
get
either,
off the fence.
Either way.
No. You have to have a preference. Come on.
Yeah.
It's all in good fun, but let's be real. We know you have a preference. And you know what? I know exactly what's going on here. She doesn't want to go against what Sharif thinks. Like, to me, no answer means you don't want to go against. That's just fine.
It happens,
That's okay too.
Have it on all the time. All right. It's 3:35. The Nasdaq's absolutely blasting, man, up that 1.3%. It's really going. It's like the Nasdaq can't really control itself. And I mean, honestly, I logged into the long-term account. I think we're at the highest spot I've personally ever seen it. So it's been going well, and I just feel that, with this market continuing to go higher. We had JC Peretz on last week on Thursday on the after show, and he was talking about what a great bull market this has been. You've had to have been long tech, and we were, and we are, and I just sold a little bit more today. I keep selling on the way up, so I guess my net keeps getting affected. It should have been even higher than it was. I'm still waiting for that move down to buy more. I feel like through earnings season now, there's 98% of the S&P 500 companies have reported, with just the last few coming in the next couple days, including Nvidia. And then if we have the earnings board, we could throw that any time. But it's really just Zoom, which is a nothing burger, and Agilent. Both of those names are very, very light on the market cap, both in a couple billion there, so nothing to really work on. It's just the retail names that are coming in the next couple days to sort of top it off. And it's been a great earnings report. I'll try to find, or earnings period. I'll try to find some tweets and some graphs that'll show you the percentage of companies that beat or raised and all that kind of stuff. So, but it's been a good one. And remember, the short percentage, the short float on the Qs was really high. Over the last little while,
relatively speaking,
expecting for it to be the opposite here on earnings. So it's been a really, really good opportunity for a lot of traders to get blown out of their shorts, and then at some point, it's like, who's the smartest guy in the building? Raise your hand, Michael Burry. Like how's the short now, as Nvidia is at its all-time intraday high? So again, time frame is very, very important to understand when the short's on. Obviously, if you put the short on any time in the past, he's out of the money right now. So we'll wait to see here what's going on with Zion Capital and Michael Burry's position of shorting the chips. When does he get out? How much pain will there have to be for the Nvidia report for him to get out? We don't know. Is he already out? Potentially,
he
yes.
might be. He might have taken it.
We have no idea. These guys can just post whatever they want.
The last time, remember that Tesla one? I'm pretty sure he got out when it broke out the local.
Maybe he got out
I don't
on
remember what the top was, but I remember he had taken it out when it took out the top. So he at least seems to cover when it gets blown out. But tomorrow morning, do not sleep. Like, just a host of earnings names in the retail space.
Lowe's was the big
right? Like Lowe's, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, American Eagle, Abercrombie. I mean, Kohl's. Like, it's going to be, and we've seen how these can run, right? Like GPS. I'm getting out of GPS. Like, it's a great run for today, but it is no longer even moving. But Gap and Macy's both had fantastic runs since their reports. I mean, look at the chart. Like, this is Gap, and don't sleep. And Macy's it's not as good, but I mean, in some ways, it's actually no. I mean, it's almost as good. Macy's, that post earnings, like, come on, like, that just went $10.50 to $15 in a week. What more can you ask for? Somebody on that list you saw tomorrow morning is put a double-digit move, and it's been relief rallies to the upside, regardless of how the quarter's gone. But as far as the trade right now, as I said, we did reload a few times off of this level. Not going to do it again. It's 340. You're running out of time. I actually might just get this out. I have a stop underneath this bottom, which has been holding, but I might just start taking some out pretty much where it lies. If it's not moving in the afternoon, you want to make sure you're getting out. Plus, too, if anyone's tuning in for the first time, we are day trading at a prop floor, Day Trade the World. We have to cover our positions by the end of the day. We're not holding overnight. Like, I can look at, it's all well and good that this is trending up every single day, but we're out of positions at the end of the day. Maybe gaps at $19 tomorrow. I don't know. If I want to get long into 19, I got to go long tomorrow. And it's the same thing with if Macy's takes out the 200 period moving average at $15, and maybe we're trading that one at that level tomorrow. As we said, it was a pretty tiny early look, 700 million to buy, but I forgot to mention this. In terms of individual names, only a handful over $1 million for the early look, the most significant of which is Enbridge. I can tell you that shows up from time to time. It is dual listed, so you're probably, like, I wouldn't hold too much to this buy number, which is pretty big on Enbridge, until I knew what the corresponding number was in Toronto. Because it could be, like, I've seen this before. It could be 4.2 million to buy, and then 350 hits, and in Toronto it's like some big sell, and there's some weird arb opportunity out there that you don't want to get caught up thinking it has to go to the upside.
Look, we just tweeted this out as well. We'll talk about this later on tonight as well. Join me and the NOS boss right after. How do I make this bigger? F11, they say. Okay, so there it is right now. Look at this. This is the performance of the sectors in the last 6 months. So shout out to Adara. She found this for me as well. Look at this. Right down here. So a nice negative number. This black line is utilities. So we'll talk about Enbridge. I think they have a really good chance now to get back going to the upside as rates start to calm down, and you can get an idea of where you could future forecast where some of the interest rates and whatnot are going. Generally speaking, F11 to get out of it, or is it F10? I don't even know. But there it is again. Rates always going to be the story for utilities. So watch out for Enbridge. Watch out for the I mean, we talked about this the other day on the recap show that I think KRE long could have been something as well. I haven't looked at it here today. Flat. KRE off $42. Great little level. Breaking through a little bit. Trying to see about 46. We break 46. See you later. I like the KRE. I like XLF. I like all the financials right now as we continue to go. Okay, Nvidia, you are 50 cents away for getting your boy out right now. Will we ever get through 503.50? I'm sitting at 505. Do we just hold on? It was a buy and balance, so maybe we do hold on to this. But I was honestly, I'll be okay. Like, no matter what winds up happening here is that, you know, coming into these imbalances, I've sat here so many times and said, why did I hold this? Because an imbalance comes out, and the next thing you know, Michael Burry decides to sell another 1 million shares of Nvidia at market on close, and then it shows up on the imbalance locator. And then when the market sees 1 million shares to sell of Nvidia, does the math and figures out, uh-oh, that's a decent amount, you are going to head to the downside if that does come through. So let's just wait. Again, we've been making some money here. It's fine. If it does drip down, we are going to get out on a 503.50 break. I think that makes sense to me. The risk to reward for me is in the pocket on that one. Fisker doing absolutely nothing. You mentioned Neo earlier. Neil.
$8.
Yeah, so 8.
Look at the chart. No, just
I mean, I'll just scroll back and zoom it out. I mean, nothing happening. But there was that, no real move again early other than up. I mean, I was looking short. So I thought maybe we were closer to 7 by now, but the market's up 1.3%. So
it double tapped the 8 high though.
Oh, donkey.
So I would put that level put some shine on that $8 level tomorrow on Neo. So a couple of things just happened. I just got not trailed out, but I showed you where I moved the stop on Rivian. It broke the consolidation, so I got out. And then a similar thing just happened in Uber. Again, we're not
a long on Rivian?
I wasn't long.
Oh, you were
I was just short getting out, but this just happened on Uber. It broke back down. I got out as it broke this higher low. You can if you draw a dirty trend line since this breakout at 55, like it broke the trend up here. Like if I would I'm looking back, I did not adjust. I had a trailing stop when it broke this high into here. So I just had the trail there. But in looking at it closer, I should have been saying, okay, it broke out 55. There's the first level. Let me just draw this silly trend, like there. Like this is where I should have gotten out here. It's only like 4 cents difference, But it's either get out there or get out when this shelf breaks. Either way, it's going to save you. Like, it's here or here. I put it to the previous level, which is usually what I do. I don't use percentage trailing stops. I don't use, like, if it goes 20 cents further down. I use actual levels to try to get out, whether it's from a trend line or just previous support and resistance. When I say a trail out, that's what I mean. But Uber now falling to the downside. Still up and a good day today. But let's go to the desk, Brendo.
Apologies if you guys mentioned this already, but kind of interesting. Salesforce CEO just coming out saying, they'll match any OpenAI researcher who tendered their resignation to immediately join Einstein's trusted AI research team. So go work for CRM if you just left OpenAI.
Man, all them people, they're all writing their chat. Like, trust me, like, Salesforce, smart to be saying that publicly, but I don't think they're going to be alone in that, right? Good look, smart-ass move right there. And like
CRM.
Yeah, like it goes without saying that a few people there that are leaving and don't want to get caught up in this mess if things don't go their way are going to have a lot of attention around them for talent. But let's be real. Do you think that some of the other big players aren't going to be doing the same thing CRM just said? They're not going to be alone in that. Look, it's a great stock and a great breakout. I don't know that I'd trade this in the last 15 minutes off that headline, but that's why the move. I don't think you chase it. If you were looking for like a 350 play, 225. I want to say 350 play. Well, if you have an established level and 350 and it bounce comes out one way or the other, you could get a move. If it plays off 225, support was like 224.90-ish. So that would give you like right in front of 350, like the shot at potentially like 20, 30 cents worth of risk. Not a trade that I typically like. I like it the other direction. Like if I'm taking a 350 play, I'd rather be doing it off of the high as opposed to trying to buy a dip off of a level in the middle. Like if this was at 226, I'd be thinking, yeah, just short it and give it 10 cents. And if the imbalance comes out, sell, you win. And if it comes out buy, you're stopping out at that high of the day anyway. So great move for Salesforce. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to get a lot of attention if this ends up going the other direction with OpenAI. It's not over yet, by the way. Like it's entirely possible the board concedes. Let's be real.
I tried to buy OpenAI down there. Oh, okay. Bounced off at 27.50. Hey? I was at 27.35 there, trying to grab a little bit of AI, but that didn't come.
C3.
C3, AI, yeah, AI itself. Okay, so there it is right there. Nice move. Yeah, not OpenAI. OpenAI, we talked about this on the podcast, of course, not a public company. So all this stuff that's going on with it, whatever. Azure is still like, you know, it comes down to Microsoft. You know, I talked about them kind of just like this morning. I just said it was like this story really not an overly big deal, I didn't think. And that I felt like the market and everybody would just continue to do what they're doing. And last Wednesday, when we had Chris on, Microsoft was at 360 or so, and I said, this is the name for me just to keep on buying, and now it's 378. So Microsoft continues to make the move to the upside. No story like that would really change my opinion. I mean, the thing is that, you know, a little birdie told me that Copilot is doing amazing, and although it's a little bit expensive, you guys know that a lot of businesses won't really care too much about the sort of the extra cost associated with AI and getting more efficient and things like that. So as businesses continue to use Windows products and Excel and Word, and obviously there's so many different layers that you could use, Google Docs, or you could, I mean, there's so many different things that you can use. And right now, oh, we're close, man. We're close on this. Anyways, I think Copilot is going to be something that they've already monetized. They've talked about that. It's now $30 a month or whatever it is. Probably
November
get a
1st.
deal if you sign up a jillion accounts. But either way, man, they're still starting to make money on that. ChatGPT has a product out there that everybody can subscribe to and just cash in on that as well. So, yeah. I mean, my wife subscribes. We subscribe here to ChatGPT. So as it continues to be one of those popular things, I think the world just keeps going round and round and round. And Microsoft is going to be the eventual winner, as they all will. I'm buying more Amazon, Google, Microsoft, everything except for AI, C3 AI.
Yeah.
I might just get out of Nvidia
nasty.
right now, by the way, guys.
With 1 minute to go until the imbalances
There
come
it
out.
is.
Pretty much, it's not that you have to get out in front of 350. It's just, you know, a lot of times when there is some kind of an imbalance move, I typically think more often than not, a stock that's at a high is going to fade off that high. more likely at 350, and you want to take profit. Also, I'm going to tighten up every single stop to usually break even or the most recent resistance, so no longer to here, but now to here, essentially like 3 cents away on Intel, tightening that up. I already did that with Gap, so not too worried about it. That was a pretty decent drop, and like Uber actually kept going there a little bit. That was a decent volume drop, almost into VWAP there. 55 still holding. That's the key level. I want to see 55 hold for tomorrow because I want to trade off that level. And then C3AI, it is now above that 28 level. So it was right to get out. You know, I was looking for that move into here. I missed the bid and said, whoa, that was too violent, and just punched out break even. It's going to look like it holds 28. I mean, anything can happen in the last 10 minutes, but that 28 level might come away unscathed. That being said, it's still 10% down from a double top. So nasty, nasty move there on C3AI to the downside. We'll see how it recovers tomorrow. This 28 level could be in play right off the open, ideally tomorrow. I like having a good level to trade off. I hope it closes right here, and then we can trade off the same level tomorrow because it's a good one. So Intel, like I said, relatively tight stop. Getting out right in here underneath that 44.80 level where we had just reloaded. So Intel, good strong move on the day. In the afternoon, if you bought it late, you never really got more than 10 to 15 cents. You want the early move when it comes to a lot of these bad boys. But now the imbalances are out. You still have, I mean, Enbridge is still there. We don't really care about them. Intel came a sell of 1.5 million. That's probably what got me trailed out there. SoFi, 950,000 to buy. Lucid, 1 million to the sell side. NCLH, 1.6 million to buy. AMD, sell 700,000. Don't really see the big cap tech names there yet, except Apple is 500,000 to sell. Apple, Google, 500,000 to sell, but the big boys, not really there. So that's why you see 240 million is the overall imbalance to the sell side. So not big, but it was 700 to buy that flipped to 250 to sell, which might explain why the futures are pulling back a bit here.
All right, there it is, closing out because we need to on Fisker, finite. And then right there on Nvidia, look, sometimes we got the good ideas, and I don't even want to call this an idea. I almost feel like this is just luck right now. I mean, luck maybe no, just more like knowledge, and it's just like a matter of the fact is we knew, or I knew, and we all knew, because we're part of the show, that at 350 these imbalances come out. So it's just not, it's not worth thinking too much about it. Brendan brought it to us, it's 240 to sell. So, you know, AMD's a sell. You know, look at that pushing back down. Honestly, I didn't look for anything. I just started clearing it out. I got to get ready for the closing show. But again, everything's there as sells. So we will end our day by ending those last couple trades, man. I mean, Roblox is, or not Roblox, we're already out of Roblox, duh. I was like, that's not my right net for Roblox, but there it is. Oh, update right now, Nvidia does go #1, so there it is right there. The #1 money-making stock today, Nvidia, followed by, like I said, I don't know, Sharif had a good trade there on the futures as well. Neil's had, we've all had great trades, so this is my #1 trade. So not the shows, but it doesn't matter. Anyways, I like that. Me and Neil went back and forth with that or Boeing. I don't know. What was the one trade for you there? I'm getting ready to go here, Neil, but was there one for yourself that you really liked? I mean, that
I wish it was SoFi short. No, for me, it's going to be ARM because it was just patience. Like that was a level that I thought was a short over and over again, and in some ways, well, whatever. We can get into like missed opportunities with ARM, but like there aren't many levels on an IPO. Sorry guys, I'm looking at SoFi because it was just a question about it I was about to answer. Look, I liked ARM just because it's support turning into resistance or resistance turning into support is a theory. It doesn't actually always have to happen, but there aren't many levels to look at for an IPO. So when you get a chance to trade off one, you don't want to miss it. Like there's almost nothing to look at for an IPO, and throw out the fact that anybody that's shorting this stock has to be thinking about, what do I do if Nvidia blows it out the water?
Yes.
So like this is probably prone for a little bit of that action too. But it was Steve G in the chat was asking about SoFi several times today. SoFi is near the bottom of the channel, like this channel in the daily, but it's still holding the 650 level. So yes, the bottom channel is underneath 650 as it continues to trend down, but 650 is still alive and kicking. Obviously, it's 354. No one here is going long off this level today or right now, But tomorrow is a different story. Like I just wrote down SoFi. I'm going to put 650 on my iPad. Just so when I come in tomorrow morning, I want to be sure that I'm looking at that 650 level on SoFi. And it doesn't mean it has to be a long. It could also flat bottom break. If a level holds the support, don't mind going long. But when you're a day trader, if it breaks a key level to the downside, you can like the stock all you want. I think the ability to say, hey, it's a short right now has got to be out there for you. So far, that's what it looks like at this particular point. Jameson Barna is if Nvidia doesn't do well, what happens to the Santa Claus rally? I don't think that matters for the Santa Claus rally. The Santa Claus rally is like the last how many days of the year and then into like the first couple of the new year.
Yes.
So like that's a very specific, like I think 1.5 weeks or whatever it is at the end of the year. We have a lot of time to get to that. I don't think Nvidia rallying or busting out or not has much to do with the Santa Claus rally because that's a very specific niche trade. You hear people talk about it as if it's like December the market's up. No, the Santa Claus rally statistically, from my understanding, is literally a 2-week thing at the last week and then a couple of days into the following year. So I think it's a bit of a nothing burger what happens with Nvidia for that week. But you're going to be tuned for that on earnings, but not just that today. You're going to have a few names reporting aftermarket today, and then tomorrow morning you're going to get all of those host of retail names. I think tonight the one that might move the most and will be most exciting for you to watch there, Sean, is going to be Zoom. Goes without saying. I don't remember what time they report because, I mean, it's Zoom. I don't think I've ever really noted exactly when they report, but that should be just after the bell.
Yeah, they will report just after the bell. Zoom, I think that should be a good one there. As we get ready to rock and roll, look at that Nvidia trade again. Good one there on the downside for NVDA. So far, so good as we continue to watch out for them making that move back down. Okay, yeah, it's 356. We could see probably a little bit of a reversal here in the imbalances for the day. So there it is, Ford, Lucid, Apple still a seller, just came out a sell, trying to make it lower here for Apple, as there's a nice move back in at the end of the day for Apple. We got out of everything. We said our Nvidia was a good out. It looks like that to be the truth. Right there at 05, back in, so good. We've canceled everything. The other trade that we had was Roblox to the short side. That is back into the low again there for Roblox. And then the other trade, I want to see where Meta wound up the day. Relatively light. And then Tesla as well. Okay, back to 235. All right, so good. Look, a lot of good trades happening today. Thank you so much for watching, joining, and everything. It was a good one. And I'm going to head over to the desk and then see everybody in just a couple minutes.
There you go. And so we got a super chat in here, but Oleg just asked opinion on today, Trip. Earnings. I didn't read any earnings report on Triple. I'll get to the stock in a second. No issues there. But thank you for the super chat, William Broderick, as well. Dish squeeze for Christmas. So there's been a lot of chatter. Here's what I'll say. I'm going to get to Trip first, and then I'll talk about Dish. By the way, Uber really dropped into VWAP there. I didn't see an imbalance on it, but it really did accelerate to the downside. I can't accept the dual, so I'm kind of busy. But Trip, what I love to see is regardless of what you think of a report, there's almost like a triple bottom at 14 even. There's a breakout right around the 17 level. You get to the next level up, which is 18, 85, or 19. Pull back, support the previous breakout, break out the next level, kind of stall out at 19.5, and then support and consolidate right at that previous breakout price. That is the classic stair-step pattern. And you love when it happens post-earnings. So first thing first, you want to hold the next support level here and try to break out that top. At least that's the trade I'm generally speaking, looking for on that setup. And it was Dish we wanted to get to. Like, there's people who've been talking about this as like next squeeze, and I'm not going to get into who is or who isn't saying that kind of stuff. Except, do not get caught being someone else's exit liquidity who's trying to make something happen. All that said, when you do have a decent short float and you've got a consolidation like this at the bottom, in terms of a setup, Quadunk, find and hold the low at 320 with a very clear defined top at about 370. Like there is, that is a pretty classic standard breakout. Right now, I'm not sitting here saying go long this or it's going to squeeze or any nonsense like that. That is a pretty standard setup for something that got smoked, finds a bottom at 320 and then takes out the top here at about 370. And it could be doing that tomorrow. I don't know if it will. The volume's only okay. It's not great. It's actually been dwindling. But if it breaks out on volume, that's a trade that's on my radar for a day trade tomorrow. But it ain't about what anybody's saying about squeeze of the century or whatever the heck it's getting called. It's just a setup that I happen to see there. I think anybody can see that setup and respect it. Less than 1 minute to go. When we're done here, you don't have to do anything anymore. You just come from here and you go right over the desk for the recap with Sean. Zoom earnings are going to be there. And you have a lot of big earnings tomorrow. I think it's worth also taking a look in the aftermarket just to see how Nvidia does after that explosive move into the upside. Sometimes you can get a little bit of a tell by the reaction in the aftermarket, but you know what to do with this time, and you got to get the camera off me and put it, there it is, on over to Adair for the countdown. Ooh, there's Obi, a little shot of the floor there. I see Obi, I don't know who else I see there, but in 5, 4, 3, 2, and ring it. Just laser focused. Like Obi doesn't even like I'm talking about him. He's on camera. He's like, I don't care. I'm like, my mind is focused. I'm good to go. Shout out to everybody for the fun day we had today in the overall market. I mean, the market up 1.2% on the NASDAQ. The ES going to close at 0.8. A great day here overall. You already saw what happened with Nvidia, which, by the way, did pull back off the 505 high. It's going to be tough to see here. Not a lot of volume. It was a big volume at the close, actually, a big volume candle on the close, but there wasn't much of a sell-off. I like that. First things first, I really do like the fact that Nvidia is going to end up holding those gains going into those earnings. I want to shout out Fabian. Look, Ramin not feeling well today. Fabian putting in work. Up there, you got some help from Rob and Randy, of course, because they're always doing things. But a shout out to Fabian for working the board all day by himself. Of course, the midday, great learning experience as always with Adara and Sharif, the professor himself. Shout out to Brendan, as usual, Michael Noss, who came in the morning, and you might get a chance to talk to in just a little bit as you go from me to this. Pointed the wrong way. Let's get to the desk for the market recap with Sean.
All right, what's up? I'm not muted. What's up to everybody here? Thank you so much for staying late with us. Real Trader, or True Trader Stay Late, we call it, right now. So thank you so much for doing exactly that. What's up to Ponzi, Fonzie, everybody that's here. Traders Stay Late. Oh, there it is. It's already in the chat. All right, we are brought to you by Benzinga Pro right now. So let's go over. I'm not even sure we are brought to you by Benzinga Pro, but here we are. Perfect. There we go. Oh, yeah, we have that 75% off right now as well. So check that out. Go over to the bottom of our day, find the description, check that out ASAP. I love this news service. Anything that hits right now, Benzinga will show it. We're waiting for AI news. We already got that earlier. Here it is right here. Job cuts coming through. Now we'll wait for Zoom that Brendan told me was zooming into the close. So we'll wait to see what they have in store for us. And Kathy Wood, we know that they like this Zoom video communications and then Agilent. Again, something that's not super exciting, but we'll wait to see if they do come out with their report today, November 20th. Happy birthday to my father, of course, as we continue to go. So shout out to everybody that's here, man. It was a great day. Now let's go over some of the sector recaps that we had here. I actually want to make this a little bit smaller and make this a little bit bigger. Actually, I need to get some key information. But look at this, man. Today, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sectors that I have in here into the red today. So that's pretty exciting. What a monster day it was. Congratulations to anybody that's been staying long this bull market. I mean, it's been an absolutely fantastic move back up to the upside. NASDAQ now up 44% on the year, and we just keep on climbing upside right now as we continue to go. If you missed it today, here we go. Let's call this up. We're going to go over to my profile, and I just want to talk about something. Here are the sectors that we've looked at year to date. This is over, the last 6 months from May, all starting at 0. Upside, information technology, right? Communication services, consumer discretionary. Guys, this is all in the last 6 months what we're talking about right now. 20%, huge moves. What's trying to get going right now? Well, if you're looking for some of the laggards in the sector, you're going to have healthcare trying to get caught up. Again, rates a factor in all of these names. But as you can see, aggressive moves now starting to hit. Obviously, you always want to stay in winners, but for right now, it looks like the winners will continue to roll. Look, what was working early, dip by late. Nice move. Everything's starting to point up. We're in a bull market. What do you expect? Everything's starting to go right now. Real estate needs to get going. With interest rates, that will get going, but it's a nice move to the back upside here. Utilities, real estate, trying to get going, materials, healthcare, and industrials. I mean, DE's been a nice little stock as well. How do I get rid of this again? F11. Yeah, there we go. We'll get rid of that. One more or escape. I hit escape sometimes and it doesn't work. All right, so let's look at what's happening today. It is all about solar. I know Michael Noss may or may not want to talk a little bit about this. The TAN ETF, check out Enphase. Again, another name that a lot of you have been hitting with rates starting to turn around again. So be very, very careful with that. Holy, that was awesome, right? We've got a lot of energy today. It's Monday. What do we have tonight? I don't think we have too much in the Katina household today. My wife's probably going to yell at me. We're probably stacked with stuff to do, but we're excited there. USO, United States Oil Fund, up that 2 and a bit today. That's nice. Nice to see a little bit of bounce off the 200 period moving average again here on the charts. Fabian, nice move to the downside there for USO. Where's Fabian? You over there? There it is. Okay, good. Thanks, Fabian. He's all by himself today. So let's stick here for a couple minutes here, Fabian, and then we'll work off that. So FXI, nice move back up, 26 and change. We talk about buying this 25. What is FXI, you say? The China fund. 100, not 100, sorry. The large cap Chinese stocks up in the FXI. Today, information technology. Look at the XLK again, the technology fund. Former OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, of course, joining Microsoft. Is he or is he not? Either way, the train continues to go. Kick Altman off. He's going to get back on somewhere, whether or not it's his own team that he brings with him to Microsoft. Do they start something new? Where does that cycle end up? I don't think it matters. XLK, huge move. Like, where does it matter if you're invested in the NASDAQ, whether or not Altman winds up doing his own thing, whether or not he goes to Microsoft, goes to Amazon? I love Anthropic. There's so much happening right now. Microsoft invested $10 billion into OpenAI. You know what the price of Microsoft stock was when they did that? $242. Hydration Nation, what up? $242. He's obviously, and so has the rest of them, seen a huge windfall from this investment by Microsoft into OpenAI. You see what Microsoft's done. Since then, man, they've only been able to monetize AI with Pilot, Copilot. They've been able to maximize Azure with some more smart keys there. They've been able to close the ATVI deal, start to bring that back in. You play Call of Duty there, Fabian? For a minute. Okay, good. Call of Duty in the play as well. We'll see what happens with that, but Microsoft continues to get that Windows revenue, baby, and there it is right up to the upside as Microsoft continuing to help out SMH with Nvidia today. You're going to see the trade of the day on the board. We weren't sure what it was going to be. Nvidia, Boeing, what is the trade of the day? We'll talk about that after we get done with Mr. Michael Noss. Look, we have like a murderer's row of CMTs, man. We've got Michael Noss, we've got Adrian Zadunchuk, we've got Brian Shannon, we've got JC Peretz. Thank you to Michael Noss for also hooking that, well, helping hook us up with that as well. This CMT, man, when he comes on, I'm going to talk. These guys are tightly knit community, so shout out to everybody there. We also have some great offerings, some trade ideas as well. So Michael Noss coming through on all fronts. The IYR, here we go again, baby. It's all about real estate. Michael, if you're listening, I know we're going to talk about the solar ETF. I personally interested in this real estate. IYR, bouncing its head off the 200 period. Looks like a little cup and handle formation going backwards here. Let's see what happens with the IYR coming into play again for real estate. The SPY says, take my hand and we will take you to the promised land. The S&P 500 again, almost near highs. One more time, trying to break through that July number of 460. Remember when we were just joking about 420? Well, that held pretty good. We did dip down to 410. Upside move again, man. Everything looking to finish out that cup and handle right now. S&P making moves. TLT, well, hey, a couple weeks ago, we heard about Bill Ackman closing his longer-term duration bond short. Well, look what's happening now to TLT. excuse me, as that makes its way back up to the upside again. Hey, we talked about communication services, right? Paramount, Disney, everything's starting to go to the upside as well. Check out our boy Walt. What's up, Mickey? Mickey Mouse going upside, Walt Disney going upside. Walt is liking this, rolling in his grave down here at 80 bucks, but you can see it's a nice move back upside right now for Disney as comm services, obviously technology, Disney making that move to the upside. So Walt, you can rest easy for one more day. But you know what's been going upside, man? It's Netflix. Wow. I don't know about you guys. This caught me off guard. I did step in and sell Netflix. You know that feeling in your stomach every sort of time you sell a tech stock and you realize you made the wrong move? When I sold Nvidia at 465, I thought, hey, profit taking. Take some profit, my guy. All the way to the upside. Shout out to everybody that's here right now. We love our community as we continue to go. How many people watching us right now? Wow, 3,000. Big shout out to everybody right now. Over 3,000 watching. You can see what's up right now. Who's this dude right here? Oh, that's I. What's up to Ponzi Fonzie? KC is here. Oh, crap. I'm so discombobulated right now. We forgot about Zoom earnings. What's going on with Zoom? Hello. Nice move to the upside. Zoom going up to $71. Thank you so much to everybody in the chat. I got carried away and forgot about earnings. So right there, where's Zoom? Here it is right here. Zoom video, EPS 129. Beating 108, sales of 1.14. That's a beat as we go. Oh, this is my favorite. I got to hit it. We've got breaking unexpected news from Zoom. Nice move up. What are they guiding? Here it is right here. Sees adjusted EPS. So moving forward, sees Q4 coming in at 113, 115 versus 110. Let's go, man. Kathy Wood, man, is she going to call me soon? Maybe she will. This is a nice one. It's a nice move up there. Total revenues beating total revenues basically in line, maybe a little bit lower there, 125 versus 113. So Zoom is now out, and it's a nice one. Hello, Kathy. Call me back. We'll talk after the show. Right there, it's Agilent. Nice one. Thanks, Fabian. There it is, Agilent right now. Let's just pretend we don't know what's happened to the stock, because I don't, so let's pretend. Okay, Agilent, 120 versus 123 EPS, seeing versus an expected 132. That would be a fail. Lower. They see lower EPS right now. Revenue, lower as well. So these are the guide moving forward on Agilent. There it is right now, but their current quarter beats, and beats. So let's see what happens here with Agilent coming through. But Zoom, nice Q on the daily here. You're looking to fade this name around $75, man, and that's pretty much where we got to, 72 on the top side there for Zoom. Let's check out what Agilent's doing. It didn't look good to me. What do I know? Agilent right now, hey, I thought unless those forward guides are incorrect, you haven't been able to guide lower right now and have your stock go up. That is for sure. Drinking too much water here by myself, but I like it. The NOS boss is ready. Well, we've got only one boss right here, and he can wait. No, I'm just joking. We'll bring Michael Noss in 1 second. He is ready to go. Okay, so there it is right now. All right, we're talking about PBS shows. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that right now. IWM, another name here. Oh, man, what a good long. This was at 170. I think you still could get another chance. My thought here about everything, and we're going to bring on Michael in 1 minute, is Nvidia. Now, I don't want to sleep. Nvidia is going to be the trade of the day. I just, look where we are, man. Like this, if this is not primed for earnings, I mean, this was $400 on October 23rd. Actually, what am I talking about? That's Halladamween right there. So October 30th, we were down there at $4 roughly. You know, you're up now, since then, 25% in 2.5 weeks. 25% on a market cap of $1.24 trillion. This name added $250 billion to their market cap in 2 weeks on what I thought was negative headlines coming out of Joe Biden in China. So you tell me what's going on with Nvidia. Someone who always has some answers. He's coming up right now. It's Michael Noss. Let's go over and have some trader talk. It's Mr. Noss. One more time, and you look like you shaved.
A little bit.
Little bit. I
Just
like
trying
that.
to
Very,
keep it
very
a little
handsome
clean.
gentleman right there. Thank you, Michael, for joining once again. I always like having you on. We have a new day now, Monday. Thank you so much for coming on every Monday. I think it's going to work out better for us because you've told us every weekend, now maybe not every weekend, but pretty much you dive into charts, trying to find some ideas for yourself, for Trade Ideas subscribers. The list goes on and on. You have a great Instagram following as well. I know you do a lot of live stuff. So thank you for joining us here on the Mondays, new regular spot. What do you think about it?
It's fun. Hey, and I liked tuning in to your guys' podcast on Friday. So if you're not checking that out, do that. I was in the chat and hanging out with the good people in there, going through some charts even then. So I love a Monday spot, and I love that I can listen now instead of be on and listen to the podcast.
I'm going to get you on the podcast as well, Michael, so that should be a lot of fun. Okay, I know you have a bunch of things you want to talk about. I see that maybe you've queued up that IYR. So I like the real estate sector now. I just feel like with obviously what's been happening with rates here, we could see some tailwinds on this ETF specifically. So let's go over. I'm going to throw it to you. What do you see in IYR? Am I being a little silly trying to chase this move?
So no, I think so. We're obviously in a bull market, right? I've been saying that, and I've actually been catching flack for that for about a year, right? Since last October with that CPI low. From there, I was saying, hey, this is bull market, looks like bull market territory. And I've talked about this a few times on the show. In bear markets, you want to avoid the stuff that's selling off, because in bear markets, the bad stuff will actually pull down the good stuff. In bull markets, which is what we're in right now, the bad stuff, I guess, and we're IYR and we have solar and all these things that are really underperforming, at some point are going to get pushed up by the market. It's the old saying, the rising tide lifts all ships. Yep. What's interesting to me from a long-term point of view is this, didn't draw this in, but this low right here, we have a low right here that's sitting at about $75, give or take. We spent only maybe a week or so below that and then completely retook that. So we spent a little bit below $75. We retook that old all-time low or bear market low. And I love when that happens, because generally, and you see this in intraday stocks all the time, a level gets taken out. That's a stop run. They're looking to kind of shake out a lot of people. And if that level gets retaken quickly, then now you have all of these stops that got hit really, really hard, and people that got sucked in short, now they're underwater and they have to turn and cover. So this is interesting. One of my old mentors called it a scoop and save. But it's an interesting pattern that we got all those stops in, we got everyone in short, then we kind of ripped up in their face. So there's going to be a lot of people, I think, in real estate chasing this kind of thing higher. Now, real estate, we just got to keep an eye on rates. Right. If rates are moving higher, it's going to be bad for real estate. If rates have stopped going up, even if they stay steady for a long period of time, I think you could be onto something with this real estate.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for that one. I say, get all that garbage out of there, like that little whoop down there, people getting stuck. I like that at $80. So I like the IYR. Thanks for that one as well. Okay, a big trade here today on Microsoft. You sort of messaged me. We went back and forth just a little bit here and trying to prep for the show. But being the professional that you are, you talked about this is potentially why you don't want to specifically focus on news. So I kind of know what you mean by that. And I've sort of put on, and I have to say, disclaimer, I am not a CMT, obviously, but I always talk about putting on my CMT hat. I don't know, you like the Raptors, maybe I need a CMT hat. But it's like, why worry about the news sometimes when you're trading price action? The market is what pays us. These headlines can fake you out a lot of the time. So I thought today, even on the sticky note, it was like, hey man, business as usual. Like the market is ripping up right now. Why should we worry about Altman leaving, signing on? Maybe he's not signing on. Is he back with Microsoft? Is he going to Anthropic? Is he going to Gemini? Whatever. Let's just look at the charts. And Microsoft today continued to march higher on what I think a lot of people thought might have been some negativity.
Well, and I think that's a huge thing, and I know when I messaged you that you knew exactly what I was talking about, because there's so many people that would have read that headline and just instantly started shorting the stock and
Right.
say, hey, this is going to be bad. Let's start shorting it. Let's start shorting it. And those people obviously got hurt really, really bad today. But for us price action traders, what I like to do, and this is something that I was taught as well, is you don't care about the news, you care about the market's reaction to the news. So the fact that there's all this turmoil going on in Microsoft and OpenAI, and we had a massive rally today, that to me is just evidence that I like Microsoft even more than I did before. Now, full disclosure, I own a fair amount of this. I love stocks that are hitting new all-time highs. There's no reason to be bearish to them. But the fact that it just shrugged off that news and pushed higher, the amount of people that would have gotten trapped today, just like we were talking about with real estate, I think you could be in for another couple days move higher just off of that news. Now, let's say everything resolves well. Well, now you've got everyone who is underwater because they just shorted based off the news, and then the news ends up being good. If that propels the stock higher, then you may have a little mini short covering rally, and you generally don't see those in the mega caps. So I think and I don't like to give targets, but I think you could see Microsoft knocking on the door of 400 in a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I think in the next couple of days. I mean, especially with that. I mean, just imagine Nvidia does what it can do, then I think Microsoft hops on board Nvidia as well. So I like that. We had Chris Brecher on the other day where I called this 360. I know you just drew it there at 370, but I was like, yeah, you got to buy this 360 dip. And if anybody did that, also a very nice play. Okay, another... Not to always talk about rates here, but I asked you if anything caught your eye. You've been on this show for a while. I'm not going to talk about uranium. I know that's your baby. But we've been really also looking at the solar space. And I mean that TAN ETF with Enphase and everything like that. We had Solar Edge and Enphase. And if you come over to my screen, I'll give Michael a couple seconds to get that all loaded up. But, they've come out, they've warned, Solar Edge warned, and they came out with their reports. So did Enphase. They all may have bottomed out here in and around 73, 75 bucks here for Enphase. And again, when I look at this and I kind of say, like, let's get this garbage out of here, all of this stuff underneath 100 bucks, where you get traders pushing down, and now all of a sudden, when you go over here, you have 8% short float. Not bad for a name that used to be 300 bucks. I could see this one pushing back up through 100 as well. But again, maybe more of a swing trade than a longer term investment, as solar still has a lot of issues underneath it. But that TAN ETF has been a good one, especially not allowing yourself to have to pick names. You just get into here, you buy it, you get the strong name in First Solar, and you get some of those other weaker ones as well. What say you about TAN ETF bouncing off the 50 period?
Yeah, and I think 50 bucks a share, right? So I have that drawn out. This is a monthly chart. So we're going back. We're going back to 2015, where $50 was resistance. When we broke through that in 2020, it was just off to the races here in solar. So what I'm looking for on this one, for maybe even a little longer term of a trade, is the same thing. Again, we talked about in real estate, which is hilarious because we didn't prep that at all, but it kind of looks the same. If we undercut this major level, we only spend a month and a half under it, then we start to trade above that $50 a share level. For me, I think that will be my entry if I can get and stay above that $50 a share. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do it on the ETF. That would be the kind of safer, more easy way to play it. But what I may look, and this may be a segment on Friday, I guess, if we start doing well in solar, is I may start to look under the hood, the same as I did with uranium when I was confident in that, to see if I can find any small or micro cap solar stocks that didn't participate in the sell-off. If I can find a small cap or a micro cap solar stock that is near the high of its all-time high or its 52-week range, which again is something you can do fairly easily with trade ideas,
Yep.
those are the things that I'm going to target, because if I'm right and we're having this kind of scoop and save or bear trap or whatever you want to call it in solar, then these little guys might be a place to get a little bit of juice. I don't have to commit as much capital, and I could still get the return.
So, Michael, thank you so much for joining us here today. And of course, you're using the web version there of Trade Ideas. And the one thing that I was most impressed of when you joined us here was the fact that you can also access very, very high-powered charts right here on your mobile. You were literally just zooming in and zooming out with that. So I feel like that's something that's awesome and one of the better products for your mobile phone. And not only that, iPads and whatnot, we kind of get questions about that. What's it looking like on an iPad or a tablet? I feel like it's strong there as well.
I use it on my iPad all the time. Well, I actually have it. I have it right here.
There you go.
But yeah, it's browser based. So Linux, Chromebook, a smart fridge. If you've got a browser that can run the internet, the new Trade Ideas web versions for you. It's where we're putting a lot of our focus, because the idea is going forward, we're going to really push the web direction. We're not forgetting about the people that use the downloaded version. They're going to get all the same features, but we're really pushing forward on the web direction for those people who are, maybe trying to take a sneaky trade while they're at work once in a while.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind the fridge one either, because maybe it would stop me. Like I go in there late at night and I'm hungry, and maybe I say, oh, charts, and then I get distracted. So that might be.
Oh, there you go. That's some marketing right there.
Always thinking, hey, that's what we always got to think about here around here. So, all right, Michael Noss, thank you so much for everything there. Thanks for going over that. Hey, maybe next Monday we'll do a little Q&A. Maybe I'll fire out, see if we get some questions. I know you're great at that. We'll take it from the viewers. So thank you, Michael. Have a great week, and I'm sure we'll hear from you again.
Talk to you Friday morning.
Ciao. That's Michael Noss. It's Trader Talk. All righty then. Okay, so quickly, man. I like it when we're on the same page. I really think Microsoft starts to blow out there. I really like that real estate ETF. And I'm not convinced about TAN yet, the solar. I'm not sure I like the business of solar right now. So I do feel like, although obviously we'll talk about some of the technical breakouts and things like that, I still think that you got to look macro as well, obviously, and understand the industry that it's in, and are there tail and or headwinds coming through there. Industrials, I kind of like industrials as well, so we'll talk more and more as we go. Quickly, let's check out what Zoom's doing. Whoa, hello. Zoom comes all the way back in right now as if it didn't report. Zooming down right now, back up to the 50 period, down to 67 and change right now. So it does get up there into past resistance, fades out. So there's Zoom up to 72 or so, 71 and change, now pulling back. Agilent was the other big one that I saw moving around. And here's my Trade Ideas desktop version right now as it stopped, I guess, right here, looking to see what's moving in the after hours. Right now, I'm not really seeing anything. And in fact, there's Agilent up to 118. That's a banger of a report there for sure. Okay, here we go. Let's go. What do we have next? Oh, the trade of the day. This one, calculations going through my mind. All right, let's get, yeah, you can go back over to the screen right now. All right, so look, we had Boeing news a little bit today, breaking out through the high side of things at a bunch of conventions last week. Boeing today, look at this, man. We knew there was good news. There's the gap to the upside, 207, up to 210. Then I was just like, hey, if we, and this is kind of a shot in the dark, like if we took out, I mean, here's the daily right there. We've already seen 211 before, a couple days ago, before fading back out. So I was just thinking to myself, if we break this pre-market high, we want the long. This long came in immediately. I don't normally take a trade in the first minute, but this one came through. We already had the bottom ready to go. So this break was about $1. So there's the first dollar take right there. There's $2 or $3 at 213.50. That's $2. So at this point, we're already 2-to-1 risk to reward. And I was like, let's let this thing go. Now, old Sean probably would have got something out here, but then we remembered our gap filled to VWAP, and go. So that's exactly what happened here. I'm gonna hit the calculation again thing because this makes me look smarter if these things are on the screen. So there it goes. I like that. Thanks, Fabian, for that one. I'll always take that. Just like if you have something that makes me look more handsome, I'll take that as well. Yeah, I know that's a hard one. I know. We need some. Thank you for that. We need some serious AI for that one. There's 218 is the final out. So for me, this was a big one. We held it, and then again, wait for the VWAP fill. I could have got out there. That was right at the end of the show at 11 o'clock. We did not breach the 50 period moving average until we did, and that was right there. So that's 218. That's 650. That's a banger. That has to be the trade of the day, right? Well, we went back and forth. I asked Neil which one did he like. He liked the Boeing one because it was more undercover. Me too. But I thought Nvidia was pretty special as well because this one showed patience. So here again, I'm going to do this because again, it makes it look smarter. But look at this. We already touched 500 right there. Okay, that was 499. That was at 10 o'clock. So if we go back over just real quick, and then we'll wrap this thing up with our play of the day in the Monday Night Football, as well as roll call. So right there, we had this play, 500. We didn't take it. It was 10 o'clock. Look, if it would have broke there, I also would have taken it. So I'm just playing the straight momentum. The reason why it worked, I feel like better this time, was because of this. We retested 498 right downside right now. Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. We got to redo that. That looks pretty awful. But right there, 498, touching the 200 period, and then going and never breaking this 50 period, right? Up here was the same kind of thing. Touches the 200 and goes. So we were willing to do that again. I don't really know if I like it if it just kind of goes doot, 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 and then breaks. I like to see some sort of a downside test first, then a nice move up. There's the break. So there's the first play. That's $2, pretty clean, right? Goes up. We could have taken $1. Nah, we wanted to. It's a $500 name. Okay. Remember, I trade on a prop floor, so the amount of shares that I put in, I can literally take 1,000 shares of Nvidia, same way I could take 1,000 shares of Uber, which is a $50 stock versus a $500 stock. It's no difference for me other than risk management. So that was a good trade there for two. I got you. The Monday Night Football play of the day is coming. Okay, so there it is right there, 500, and then there's the out, 505. Let's go. And why did we get out right there? Because it was leading us into those imbalances that happened at 350. Then now you're working it in the after hours. Nice upside trade there into 505. I just want to thank absolutely everybody by doing a little bit of a roll call. Look, man, this show does not exist without a couple people. One is Fabian, next one is Ramin, third one would be me, fourth one, not in any specific order because I would be last, would be Bears vs. Bulls. So I got to give a big shout out to Bears vs. Bulls. Thank you for all the hard work that you do. And I wouldn't be able to highlight all these wonderful super chats if it wasn't for you. So super chats to For Profit, D Queen, Levi, Hayes Records. This is all throughout the day. Mark Knight, Ian Rispetto, William Broderick, and then Stanzas as well, new members. So thank you so much for all that. It's $5 to become a member. It means a lot. Yo, thanks to Rich Naples. Let's go. It's roll call time. If you're in the chat, show up right now. Let's put some waves out. I'm going to wave to everybody because I'm here. Shout out to anybody that's in the chat with me right now. Let's go. Who's here? Just real quick. Let's go. The MVE is here, not the MVP. I like the MVE. Follow Marshawn. Let's get 1K. Yeah, what's up with the likes, man? Let's start hitting those likes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What's up? Smash that like button. Yeah, you're right. Smash the like button. Smash it. Right now. How many likes do we even have, my God? 940. Let's go. Let's get to 1,000 likes right now. Booyaka as we go. Let's go. The MVE's here. Treacherous Traders here right now. Bears vs. Bulls appreciates everybody. Ryan, my guy, what's up, man? Good trading for you. If you're here, you're different. Yes, sir. Real traders stay late, so let's go. It's not even late, man. What's up to my kids? What's up to my wife? Love you. I'm coming home, baby. Mort Davis. I need Isaiah Pacheco to get over. That's not the play. What's up? It's wet and nasty here in KC. It's going to be a great game. All right. We need Pacheco to go over right now tonight. I need 17 fantasy points to go 2-0. This kid's making a comeback, baby. Let's go. What's up to Benton? Okay, we're all real traders. Hey, that's why we do the show. All right? Some traders will be in sim mode. Some traders will trade less shares. Some traders will trade more shares. It don't matter what trader you are. Do you? That's the most important. That's what I've learned, man. I used to be real worried about all that kind of stuff, but it don't matter. It don't matter what you trade. Do you? That's the number one thing out of all of us. That's roll call. But what everyone wants to know is this. What is the Monday Night Football play? Hey, last Monday night, Sean, you called Cortland Sutton anytime touchdown, which was plus 265. So we gave you a 2.65 to 1 winner there last week. Well, guess what? Shout out to you, Mr. Westermeyer. Shout out to everybody that's riding with the trailer Swift. We are getting ready to rock and roll. It is going to be your boy Travis Kelce tonight. You want to play well in front of your girlfriend, bro? Then you better score a touchdown, and that's what's going to happen tonight. It's Travis Kelce. It's an anytime touchdown. Get over to the screen. I got more to talk about right now, Fabian. It's right into here right now. Here's the odds right now. We got this? There it is right now. It's an anytime touchdown score, minus 125. I don't even mind over receptions. Just learning now, Mr. Westermeyer, that the weather's bad. P. Mahomes going to look for his boy. Last 2 games, no touchdowns. Taylor ain't going to be happy with that, man. You got to score a touchdown now. You're back on the lovely ground of the United States. They were just in Germany. No touchdown for him in Germany. His girl wasn't there. We'll see tonight. Will Taylor show up? Will he not? Will she not? Will he not score a touchdown? I believe he does. It's an anytime touchdown score. Shout out to everybody there. Hey, look, I love football. I love sports. I love being here every single day, and I love each and every one of you. Thanks for doing that. Oh, no, Ramon. Tay not expected? It don't matter. I do like the A.J. Brown anytime touchdown. Mahomes feeds his guys, and that's going to be Travis Kelce tonight. I like that anytime touchdown. I also like Pacheco to get in the end zone if it's going to be nasty weather. Thank you so much. It's me, you're you. We're rocking every single day here at Trader TV Live. The energy don't stop. It keeps on going with this guy. Thank you so much for supporting. I'm Sean Katina. It's Trader TV Live. Real traders stay late. That's the hashtag. Ciao to everybody. I'm coming home, baby. Let's go.